Welcome back. Banks versus Davis. First off, I gotta say today's magic number is 19. We were at 481, 19 subscribers away from 500. So please, if you're new, recommend us, share all that, tell a friend. Hey, there's this podcast, Banks versus Davis. These two guys are kind of funny. They talk about movies, wrestling, sports, all sorts of things, random shit. So thank y'all for the new subscribers. Thank y'all for the day one subscribers. Again, Amp said 500 and then 10,000. What was the deal we were talking Stove God Cooks last week? We on the Stove God Cooks deal with Amp. He said, y'all got to get 10,000 to get out of this deal. And I said, 10,000. Like,
we definitely ain't on that deal. We definitely ain't on the Stove Cox, the Stove God Cox Records deal. We actually can release content.
but it's that, I forgot what Danny DeVito's character was in Space Jam, but it's the, and you'll lose. On Mountain when he makes Michael Jordan, if he loses the Space Jam game.
Yeah, no, but we gonna get 10,000. We definitely gonna get that. But we do appreciate everybody that's here, the subscribers. But make sure you subscribe because 500. I thought we was gonna get in December, but hey, it's no motion better than no motion. So get us to that 500.
And in case y'all missed it, Banks dropped a solo episode about 30 minutes or so reviewing the movie that is sweeping the nation, raking in all the
The
money.
world.
That truth.
He did it again, even from the grave.
He's got Twitter on fire. I've just seen people's tweets being like, they were asking if he was the A word, and then Van quote tweeted and said he was reading bedtime stories to a monkey, and I was like,
mildly, just because to be that artistic, like he could draw, he's a great performer.
Artistic and autistic. Well, you're trying. There's a
Yeah,
reason
no,
those
he
two words sound
mildly,
the same.
mildly. But
Then
maybe
again, to my
some people are just creative, man. It ain't gotta be, a mental problem. They just creative.
well, I don't even think it's a mental problem. As I've said on the show before, I think everyone is on the spectrum. There's varying degrees into which it is harmful to someone's health in terms of functioning, day to day life, and all that. But I think everyone, to an extent, is. That's why we have ticks, routines, why we go about certain business, certain behaviors, etc., etc. But but no, I've just seen people with their tweets. They said the movie actually opens up with hee hee, and I'm like, no, it doesn't.
It
Does
does
it?
not.
Okay, I was
No.
like, if this movie was just a full on joke of itself, then I'm like, there's one, I'm never gonna see it, never ever, not even unless you and I make a bet for me to see it. But you owe me like 30 bets already, so
Right. This is just I don't know what's up. Like I told him, I don't know what's up with you and biopics, but I understand what you said, but it's just like this different. This the
I
second most famous
watched
person in history.
like so. Here's the thing: normally on the show we talk about movies we've actually seen, but this year it's been a very, 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 very quiet year. You've, like I said, just talked about seeing Michael. You
It hasn't
You've
been
had your
that quiet of a year. I seen the Super Mario movie. That's more
That's what I was
movies
gonna
than I
say.
saw
That's
last
it. But
year.
like that movie's basically come and gone because no one else is talking about it. Like that movie just made its money and that was it. Like no one's like,
And
oh,
this
it was
merch.
phenomenal. No, it was or it was trash. People are just like, it's basically like again, it's just there to make money. That no one is saying it has staying power or it's a drop off or a step up. Anything. It's just it came, it went. There were two movies on my top 10 that I haven't seen yet: Wuthering Heights and How to Make a Killing. Wuthering Heights is going to HBO Max next week, so I'll finally see it then. And then How to Make a Killing, I think, should be on streamers soon. But overall, I mean, the movies I've seen this year are the Netflix movie The Rip, which we talked about, the Matt Damon Ben Affleck movie, really solid cop thriller. Uh, that movie War Machine with Alan Richardson, which was pretty bad, pretty awful. And today there was a news where like the Lionsgate rep who sold it to Netflix says he doesn't have regrets about it. I'm like, you shouldn't. You sold them a turkey. Like, you got over on that deal. Be happy that they took it. He's like, if they want to make a sequel, that's their choice. I'm like, make a sequel. The movie's hot garbage. Like, it's garbage. Like, what are you telling me? So, and we were saying this last week based off how CinemaCon was going. I'm like, for some reason this year, it's like after May is when everything's gonna come out. Because even into October, November, December, all the shit that we really want to see is coming out with Doomsday. Well, I mean, the Clayface trailer dropped. That looks bad. I mean, y'all want to hype up fucking.
It's a teaser,
I
which
said
means
it
it's a
was
little
a
bit.
no. It's a trailer for a movie that's going to be boring. It's the exact same trailer for the first Venom movie, and that movie sucked, but somehow
Well,
made $800 million.
yeah, I don't think Clayface is gonna make that, but it's gonna make some money.
It, like I said, 2 3 weeks ago, it won't make over 200. No one's gonna go see that movie.
All right.
It's fucking Clayface. At least Venom has more cachet over fucking Clayface.
But I think how they're shooting it, which is smart, shoot it as if
Oh,
it's
it's
just a
a
horror
horror
movie.
movie. How many times
There
has
you
that
go.
worked for how many times does that work? Look at all the Sony spin-offs and how they try to make like Craven the Hunter is kind of
It was a
like an
horror movie
act.
because this is a bad movie, not because this movie you can sell it as a horror movie, but then you got comic book nerds that watch it as well.
How many comic book nerds truly care about fucking Clayface? That's my point. Again, like they didn't
That's
care
the
about Morbius. They didn't care
that's what
about
you ain't
Craven the
getting.
Hunter.
Comic book nerds care about everything.
They didn't care about Madam Web. They didn't care about fucking what Venom 2 and Venom 3 compared to the
Then the
first
two
Venom.
main money.
Not compared. It was like it went from 800 million to 300 million. Like that's a huge drop off.
I know, and that's probably what's gonna happen.
And that one
And
had
plus, it was the
Carnage. And aren't we
pandemic.
supposed to care about Carnage more than half these fucking side characters?
Depending on the type of person. Now you get into the intricals, like depending on the type of person, yeah, they care about Carnage. What type of person? The
Rome,
Mountain Dew guys, the
Rome.
guys that believe in anarchy. Thank you, Rome.
I want people to stop. It's 2026. We need to stop lying to ourselves about what's good and what's bad in the world today.
It's
Too much
good
shit
to
is
the
going
people
on.
like me, Rome, and people apparently that paid their money so it could be $800 million.
I
Somebody's
took
watching.
I took my two stepbrothers to see it. They thought it was great, and I'm like, well, yeah, it's a movie aimed for 10 and 12-year-olds. Of course, they think it's gonna be great. The only part I found even remotely funny was when he's on the top of the building and everyone's like, jump, jump it. And then it cuts to him at the elevator. He goes, pussy. Like that was the only good part of the movie.
You didn't like him eating trash. You didn't
No,
like
because
him
that's
eating
Tom
that chicken.
Hardy being like, what if I did weird shit? What if I did shit like no one is gonna expect me to do? Like you're Tom Hardy. You do shit no one expects you to do all the fucking time.
You know that happens every like 10 seconds in San Francisco where the movie took place, right?
Even though it was shot in fucking Atlanta.
Was it?
Of course it was. They shot that
Okay.
movie in 3 weeks.
Yeah, they shot it pretty fast. I will say that. The CG was the longest part of the movie in post, but that movie
Yeah,
was
which is
shot
why there's
fast.
only 20 minutes of actual Venom in it. Yeah.
And it was only like what, an hour and 40?
That's only because they shot it for 2 weeks and are like,
Yeah.
cut, send it to the printer.
Yeah. But again, it was just like, okay, let's just make this movie. Then it was like, we made 800 million. Really? Who? This Venom? Bet. Let's run it again. But this time y'all get more of a budget.
Yeah, I'm just updating the banners. But real quick, again, just sum up your Michael review as to why people should truly go and see it. They're gonna watch the video, but just give a 2 minute review, or I say a 2 minute recommendation as why people should go and see it. While I fix these banners so we can get going.
Number one is Michael Jackson. I mean, second most famous person in history besides Jesus. Number two, it gives you a conflict between him and his pops, but enough where it doesn't take away from his story. Like people's like, why don't they talk about the Jackson Five? Hey, bro, it's called Jackson Five: American Dream. It was a five-part miniseries on ABC that I've seen countless times. That equated to 5 hours of story, and it talks about everybody except for Jermaine, because nobody give a fuck about Jermaine, respectfully. So you get that. You get his relationship with his mom and how that basically was his best friend besides Bubbles. Go get Bubbles. And it showed just the human side of him and the things that he'd been through. Now, this is before we get to God level bad. Like they do bad. They do the performance when he performs that, but that was what, 88.
Which I'm not saying like to be like was I right, to boast, but that I was based off those trailers. I'm like, there's not a lot of like how he looks post bad. So that was my point. Is like I feel like this movie ends as bad drops or as he's on tour for bad. So that's basically how it ends, right?
Yeah, on tour with Bad, like he's performing it. That's when the vitiligo was up there. And again, I feel like the effects team, the makeup will be nominated. Should they win? Absolutely, because it looks insane how it looks, and that also had a little CG to it as well. So that helped it. Because if you just do too much makeup, then it becomes like Flex Alexander at that point. Because you can't pixelate somebody that has melanin to fully have vitiligo to show the actual effects without it looking silly. So that's how it worked out. Um, the performances were great. I mean, dude, when he rehearsed "Beat It," pause with the gang members, and when the gang members, hey, Micah, can I get an autograph? He said that verbatim. That shit was hilarious. It's for my sister. And when he was actually talking about the music, and they felt, as the kids say, the aura, the gang members. It showed that like how even before Thriller came out. Well, you see it when he was a kid. When he was a kid in the movie, they showed people going crazy. It's just he's always, how they say him, he's always been him. So the choreography was fucking extremely accurate, and they talked about that when this movie was in pre-production, how they were going to get that down pat, and they did. You could tell it was a ton of time rehearsing, and he prepared for this role for 2 years anyway, and it showed. Mannerisms. If you just want great acting, you watch this movie. Every single person from supporting to the main star did a great job at acting. When people say we don't have movies with stories, despite this being a biopic, this is a movie with a story involved. Um, Coleman Domingo, like I said before, who played Joe Jackson, go ahead and give him that best supporting. Just because if he doesn't get it for playing Joe Jackson for part one, he ain't gonna get it for part two because now part two is just a lot involved. Um, you could tell how they ended it. They set up for it, and they said his story continues. How this part ended, it was perfect. It ended that bad. The original ending was supposed to be him at Neverland and the cars pulled up. I will say this is a lot of stuff that was edited out. They talked about Diana Ross was supposed to be in this movie, and it's the reason why this movie took years to make, just because there's so much stuff they had to take out, edit, reshoot for part two, and they were trying to debate if they were going to make this an entire movie. It would have been 4 hours easily. So now you get two parts. This make a billion. The second part makes another billion. Everybody eats. But Coleman Domingo definitely should win for best supporting, just because when you play a heel, the heel is supposed to give you a face, like little pieces of being a face, so to speak. I'm speaking in wrestling vernacular, so let me explain it. When you play the bad guy has to be maniacal, but also he has to be like his intentions are good. If you see every villain, it's a reason for it. If you've seen the Joker, he played it. Yeah, I'm a villain, but let me tell you why I'm doing this. Same thing with Coleman Domingo's character, who I think this is one of the best villains ever, but it's a real person. But from what people say, Joe Jackson was a real villain. I say he's somewhat of a hero, because again, what Eddie Griffin said on Dysfunctional Family. Hey, I wish I had a Michael Jackson with my ass in the fame and
No,
fortune.
I still think that is the most overrated concept of. Again, that's why I can't. Anyone who wants to say LeVar Ball is right, he wasn't right.
Yes, he
He
would.
has one. He has one son who has two dead knees. He has one son who like Amp said is rapping like it's 2004, and his other son can't get past the first round because what? He won't leave Charlotte. He won't get better. He won't do what? So again, like if the goal
But
is
did
to
they
get
make it? This Triple
make it
B's, did
make
they
again
make it?
like the way to say Lonzo Ball made it, or he made 110 million. But I have knees that don't work because of you, Dad. Like that ain't making it in my opinion. I'd rather have my knees that work.
Shouldn't be. We get stem
And
cells.
Leandro Ball made it what 15 years too fucking late, basically. Like, what do you mean Leandro Ball made it by fucking going in the studio and being like, hey,
20 years.
you know, get that NFL street, like Ant keeps saying, like get that NFL street music. cue it up. Let me switch the words a bit, all that. And then LaMelo, again, he's going to either be, I don't want to put that energy on him, but he's more famous for off the court shit than on the court shit at this point.
LaMelo is going to be one of the most talented, if not, he's already one of the most talented ball players ever.
Talent
And that's where it
don't matter.
stops.
He hasn't won anything.
No, but I'm telling you, that's it. That's where it stops. You got to let me
he's
finish.
he's
Pause.
going to be remembered for what?
Being a very talented basketball
And
player.
not
That's
winning,
it.
not producing anything.
That's it. That's it. I'm not saying that. I'm agreeing with you. You gotta wait. Hold on, man. I'm agreeing with
No, but it's
you.
that point of like, all right, he's going to be a better version of Jason Williams. He's going to be a better version of
That's it. He's gonna
Steve
be on some
Francis,
podcasts in a couple of
Stephon
years.
Marbury. He's gonna
He gonna
be like those guys.
Yeah. He's just gonna be damn. LaMelo Ball is talented, but that's what it's gonna be
I don't think
because
when
he
it's a
has
but.
it. He's just extremely talented. Then it's like that's it. Probably make two more All Stars, maybe a third team, second team. That's about it.
My thing again, I understand the point that they're millionaires, but at the same time, like Zoe's career, he's basically Joel Embiid without half the success. Like his career's over already. And
Well,
D'Angelo never had a career, so he had to pivot to what Zoe was doing, which was trying to be this fake ass, bring it back to the old days of 2000s rap. And then the LaMelo thing, again, there are a lot of people on LaMelo's side in terms of like his potential still remains
no, that's the potential
untapped.
right there. I hoop
Untapped.
like I've been hooping since I was 14 years old. That's it. That's the potential. He
But
ain't got a high basketball IQ. He's not going to turn to a pure point. That's it. He going to get you buckets. Might get
I
you
think
to a conference finals one time.
I think he'll. I mean, again, to be fair, he has been put in a very. But I mean, I'm going to say this. This was his father's doing it. Like he could have been put in a better situation, like in Golden State. Minnesota wouldn't have been a better situation, but to go to Charlotte, where the worst basketball owner of the modern day, Michael Jordan, owns the team and continues to employ coaches that he's just going to fire 2 years later and then build you a team with guys who he kind of thinks are good from watching a game
He
or
ain't
two
the
in
owner no
college.
more.
No, I'm saying at the time when he
Yeah.
drafted him. And
I was
then
about to say, well, actually, he's not the owner
no,
no
I'm saying,
more.
but the last so the faith in LaMelo Ball and the Hornets going forward is this season and how everything worked out with Charles Lee, fully settling in with these guys again, the talent around the team of Con Knipple and Brandon Miller, um, and all that. So will they continue to improve? But also at the same time, the East has shown it's not as bad as it used to, at least in terms of there are more competitive, even balanced teams in the East than what it used to be. As we
Yeah,
discussed
but
a few weeks ago with the
also,
play-in, where the East didn't have the below 500 teams in the play-in like they usually did. The West did.
too, the East shows that they just inconsistent. You see, the top seed is up, down one game to the Magic,
Yep.
and it's like, okay, even though they match up it just as well, if not better, it just again, my guy Paulo, one of the very few Duke players that I'm actually a fan of. It just do even with a bad jump shot, they look like they can outperform the Pistons.
I mean, all right, because right now Magic are up 2-1 against Detroit, and again, like you said, it's the one versus the 8 seed. Cleveland is up 2-1 against Toronto. They're about to start playing. The Knicks even the series last night against Atlanta. It's 2-2. And the Celtics and Sixers go tonight. Celtics have a 2-1 lead. So that's the East. But as we were saying, with the way that the play-in was structured with the Heat and who's the other? And Charlotte missing out. Those are two teams I think that probably wouldn't have been competitive in their matchups. Like who knows if Charlotte would have gave Detroit a run for the money the way the Magic are, because as everyone was saying, the Magic have all this potential. They just continue to fumble it in terms of consistency, but also a lot of their key guys always get injured. And as you've been saying with Paulo, his game isn't very modern. It's not fully, like it's not a lot of 3-pointers.
Oh, it's
You know,
modern. It just he don't have a good IQ of how to play. He don't have good
but
shot selection.
well, that's because is he trying to be the leader when it should be Franz? Like who should be the one on that team?
Paulo.
Is Paulo's best career going to be as the second option?
Paulo. The only thing is with Paulo, and the crazy thing is Seattle players when they come, people that come from Seattle, they usually get score. They can shoot pretty good. If you look at
Isaiah
Delonte,
Thomas and fucking Jamal
Jameer,
Crawford.
Jamal, Michael Porter Jr. Feel like it's some more Seattle. Seattle got some ballers, but with Paulo to be from there, he ain't got a
Oh,
consistent
Zach
jumper
Levine,
like
right?
that. You said who?
Zach Levine.
Yeah, he's from Seattle as well.
Yeah.
Those Washington players, like that, them Northwest players, they can usually put the ball on the floor. But
Why
with
is that? You think
Paulo,
like they got like all the athletic ability? Like you're saying, like when you look at Zach Levine, Michael Porter Jr., freaking nature athletes, and then Isaiah Thomas, Jamal Crawford, that kind of 2000s game of like dribble, 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 pull up, shoot, or cut to the hole. Especially Isaiah Thomas being 5'7". But yeah, like their game in Seattle or the greater Washington area, I should say, is like that passing shit. That's overrated. We here to get some buckets.
yeah, no, legit. And they all kind of play the same way. Jamal being the best out of all of them I just named, but still, for him to not be able to play that way, even though he's 6'10", it's just that jumper need to get better. But I guess it's just new generation because they all got jumpers.
Yeah. At the same time, I mean, I think what I said might ring true. He might be better as the number 2 instead of the number 1, which isn't a bad thing. We're seeing it right now how the Celtics are operating. Jason Tatum is being the 2 because of coming back from the Achilles, but at the same time, Jaylen Brown stepped up this year to fully be the 1, and hopefully they realize that in terms of it is still important to realize like, hey, I need a guy to do just as much of the work as I do instead of me doing all the work.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's going to continue to go forward because you can kind of see it. Maybe Philly's going to have that with Edgecombe and Maxey, but unfortunately they're just kind of too short for one to be the 1 and the 2. So that's unfortunate where your guards are your best players because Paul George is too old. Joel Embiid's never going to play again. And yeah. And they also, the guy who would have been the 3rd player for them was also too short by being a guard is what I mean, being Jared McCain. And he's over in OKC. So
But
like,
they got
Philly's going
Quentin
to...
Grimes too.
Big Quentin Grimes, isn't this his 3rd or 4th team? Like...
I don't know. I know last season with the
He played for
76ers.
Dallas, and he was with Dallas and New York prior to Philly, but I thought he had one more team in there.
I don't know. I just know last year with the 76ers, he was doing well towards the end of the season.
Oh, he's a good player.
Yeah. I mean, he be a 6 man at this point. It's like he gonna be the 4th option. I mean, Joe Embiid, if if was a 5th, we all be drunk. But if Joe Embiid was healthy, no question he'll be number 1. But shit be sinking.
Well, yeah, but that's also the point where because of the way the modern NBA is, and that's my point of like the Celtics did the right thing of like building around 2 guys who fluctuate from guard to forward, the way the Jays do. Like to have guys that are 6'6" and above be your 2 best players, that's going to matter because those are guys who are going to be athletic enough to cover guards and athletic enough to keep up with bigs because they got 2-3 inches shorter, especially when teams want to run a bunch of small ball lineups, as you see most of the time, especially with the what series was it? Oh yeah, the Phoenix OKC series. They were trying to fluctuate that, like when Hartenstein and Chet weren't on the floor because what Phoenix was putting out there. I'm like, Phoenix only has like 1 tall guy out there. They got Brooks, Jalen Green, Gillespie, and Booker out there. I'm like, y'all just gonna not get rebounds every time there's a missed shot? Like shit.
Yeah. Well, nobody believes in boxing out anymore. Nobody believes in getting on the offensive
No.
or defensive boards. Well, more so the defensive boards because I mean it's just right there. So if you can't get on defensive boards, you're not trying because that's all defensive
Especially the
rebounding
shots
is
clanking
trying.
off the rim after all these missed threes. That's why I'm like, how bad are coaches doing? Just like you see this guy's gonna shoot a 3. Watch the Dennis Rodman thing of like stay around where the ball is gonna clank off. Don't run back on the fast. Like get the rebound. Like
But these players don't have high IQ like that.
I've been impressed with watching this Phoenix OKC series.
You
Devin
have
Booker.
you been impressed seeing this
Well, I mean,
ass whooping?
well, because I like Jalen Green and he's kind of showing out at times. But Devin Booker does try to play around the rim on offense at least to get the offensive rebound. And I'm like, Devin Booker, you're barely 6'5", Devin Booker. Look at you trying to play like a big because your coach isn't putting another one out there.
Right. And I'm like, dude, the average size for most of the starting five for the OKC Thunder is like 6'5",
Well, that's the same Presti. Again, like Jason
6'3".
Presti earns that title of being a genius because look who he has out there. He puts Chet and Hartenstein out there, and he's like, Phoenix isn't going to match this with anyone they have.
No, not at all. A 7-foot guy with like a 7'6" wingspan that could play. He's going to be, if not already, all defensive first team selection. Uh, he probably did. Again, they just do these awards weird. Back in my day, they would announce everything in the first round of playoffs, and then they basically the MVP as well. Then they present the person to the MVP like in the second round around that time. So all this shit is
Yeah.
just weird how they do the awards. I
You think they
never
should go
forget
back to
that
the
reward
award show?
ceremony. I hated that shit. Like, dude, just say, yeah, these are 3 candidates. Like, what they doing now is cool. I remember they used to just do it sooner, but I don't really have a problem with it now. But still, that award shit was stupid.
The
This ain't
award
the
show, but it
Heisman
was after.
Trophy.
But at least it was after the season, so it made more
That's
sense.
stupid. Basketball is done. Let's get to the summer league after the draft. I don't care about that shit.
But
These
that's where
awards.
again, I think that's a whole other conversation to do one day about reorganizing the basketball calendar because to go straight from it's the same thing for the women. Um, to go straight from college ending and then the pro league starting 3 weeks later is fucking ridiculous.
I don't think they got no choice with the WNBA bubble.
I think they would because at the same time their issue is um
The issue is we gotta get this revenue back ASAP, especially
no,
because we
not just
paying
that,
y'all
but
$2 million.
they're smart to occupy the summer. I agree with that, but at the same time, they might have to do a system where their draft is a year ahead. So you're getting do it like how they used to do it back in the day, where you get the rights to the player and something like that. I have an idea. I would try to formulate this out for a longer episode, but to read the West how it is with the standings, like we were just talking about, OKC has a 3-0 lead over Phoenix. That's done basically. The Lakers up 3-0 against the Rockets. The K disease in full effect. He missed Friday night's game. Houston, I was watching the Celtics Philly game, but I saw that Houston was down, 25 before halftime? And then they stormed back. And once that Philly Celtics game was over, I turned to that game, and Houston was almost going to win until LeBron James. He hit that game tying 3, and that's what broke Houston right then and there. I think they were like, fuck, if this now we got to go to overtime. We barely fought back to get into this game, and people are saying like, oh, they quit. And Ime Udoka said that he was right to say it's like everyone wants to say that last year we were young. Well, this year we should be grown. These guys should know better. Again, I think Ime Udoka, nasty man, but a good coach. So I'll give him the credit for like, hey, our guys should know, like, stop being like, oh, we're not experienced. Stop being oh man, these guys just play harder than us or play tougher than us. Like you have just as much talent on your side as they do, especially with Reeves and Luka being out. Like you should be able to have. Well, they have a terrible roster because one Kevin Durant said, hey, I need to bounce to my new situation because the last situation I fucked up, like the situation I fucked up before that, and I need to get over there so y'all can get rid of Jalen Green, who you need, get rid of Dylan Brooks, who you need, and fuck up the whole chemistry because I'm Kevin Durant and I'm a bitch about everything. Especially online, I'm going to bitch about everything.
That's why I'm like, dude, these GMs have no clue what they doing being a Rockets GM to okay that trade. I would be like, dude, we'll just get them in free agency, which would have been this upcoming season. And if you don't have the cap space, then you release some people.
It was a mixture of they were panicking because they were the 2 seed last year and got knocked out by Golden State. But again, it was a 7-game series. And that was the ultimate point of like, this is a young team as the 2 seed. You know who we're seeing that with right now? San Antonio. And yeah, they're kind of in a semi-fight with Portland, but it's also like, again, when you're the young team with all the pressure on you to succeed, not just this year, but the next 3 years, of course, a team that's experienced with Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, Steve Kerr is going to knock you out of the playoffs in 7 games because they're going to do all the shit like slow the game down, play dirty, play physical, make you question your shots of like, oh,
These
am I shooting
guys
too many
excel in
threes?
the half court.
Yeah. And the Rockets thing now is, again, everyone rags on Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks, but like those are guys, as you see with Phoenix, like they were still able to make the playoffs despite Kevin Durant not being there. And these two guys who Houston thought were expendable are a reason they made it to the playoffs, or at least still in the playoffs until now.
Right.
And that was the other part I was sorry, I forgot to get to. Last night, Minnesota extended their lead over Denver. It's 3-1. And tonight, San Antonio is up 2-1 over Portland, but game 4 is going to happen. So, but as you were saying, you were given the Nuggets the series a few weeks, 2 episodes ago when we were talking about the playoffs. But at the same time, I think we all kind of forget, because I saw a tweet today that the guy who's the GM of Minnesota, Tim Connolly, constructed that Denver team to an extent, so he knows how to beat these guys. Because they did it, as we were discussing 2 playoffs ago in the East Finals. And I think the main issue is not that the Nuggets are mentally weak, to bring up what Ronnie's saying, but it's when it's the playoff time, I think the Wolves really are like do or die. And I think that goes for everyone. Rudy, obviously Jaden McDaniels, because he's trying to show like I'm a menace. I'm a real, like he went at Jokic last night, and Jokic did the too close, too close. He did the hey, like back up.
Brother, you are too close to me.
And the guy that they got from the Bulls, Ayo
Yeah.
Dunsu.
Didn't do this with the Bulls often.
Well, no, some guys were saying like, yeah, like he had flashes of this in Chicago, but since they were so guard heavy, he was never going to get the proper time. And now that the Bull that
mentally weak, look at the entire franchise.
And now that he's with a team like the Wolves, who needs a guard because they still tried out fucking Mike Conley like it's 2010 to go play guard for them. I'm like, what Mike Conley was cooked 3 years ago. We're still trotting Mike Conley out.
Hey, but you see it worked yesterday.
Yeah, but it's like Mike Conley was in the Greg Oden draft. That's how long Mike Conley's been in the league. And Greg Oden was finished.
Hey, longest run, oldest line.
But they got and unfortunately they lost Dante DiVincenzo to an Achilles.
Yeah. These Achilles tears in the playoffs, man. What the fuck going on, bro?
I thought, isn't the real reason part of it being the shoes? They say a lot of the time it's obviously the wear and tear of too many minutes, too many games.
Too many minutes, too many games. These motherfuckers in the 80s and 90s were shooting up steroids, playing 42 a game.
But you're moving way faster than fucking Magic Johnson was moving back then.
So they got better recovery now.
But that's my point. Like, aren't these shoes? Everyone's saying it's the low cut shoes, the ones just below the ankle, compared to the ones back then, which again were very high top or mids at least to cover.
Yeah, but ankle. Also too, that's why they only played for like 10 years.
Being back then?
Yeah, because in high top shoes, all that bottom of it hurt. You jumping up and down.
Exactly. Like it was a slower pace of play. So as I was just saying, like you need to play faster, you need to jump higher because the guys that you're going up against. But
I'm agreeing with all this shit, but at the same time,
I think it's every factor. Like you're saying, like guys' careers were short back then because the equipment. But at the same time, I think part of that equipment was doing the correct job, because how many guys had Achilles tears back then versus Achilles tears now?
Not often. They barely would get injuries. They get like a little sprained ankle, something like that. Now motherfuckers like, oh, my finger is.
Well, when they would get their ankles sprained, they would just tape them like it's fucking New Japan and say, "Go out there." Like,
yeah, that's when they was men. But it's a reason why, like Gilbert Arenas said, they ball because they taking all that shit.
That was the other one, King David. And I'm glad you brought that up because I saw that on Twitter. That was one of those very scary. Like, again, I'm not a believer in the higher power, but that was a very like, Jason Tatum, Dante DiVincenzo, Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah, I never understood why somebody would wear zero. Zero is not it's a number, but it's not like.
Hey, it's a number when it's in your bank account. What do you mean?
Yeah, but you still had to add more numbers to it, or else you would have my bank account.
But yeah, I know that was a very eerie thing to see, being the dreaded number 0. I mean, is this the curse of Gilbert Arenas? The 8-0 curse?
Just again, pardon me. I just don't understand 0. I mean, when Russ got hit by Patrick Beverly, Shit, I think that was during the playoffs as well. He was
No,
0,
that was
but he
during the regular season when he tore his meniscus. Because the whole point
yeah,
was, could he get back to the? Wasn't the whole point he was going to try to still play in the playoffs with that? Because the whole point is like it's his meniscus is torn, but he can play through it.
he came back faster than most people do, and that was like the start of. I was like, all right, this modern medicine is different, or he's different, and I don't want to say
Well, I
how
think
he's
he's
different.
different,
Yeah, because to have
really
like
different.
1% body fat and still diesel, even at this age, it's like, huh? Either your genetics are real good, or they got something else going on, which I ain't against.
Well, I think it's genetics and being from Los Angeles, California.
Yeah, that'll do it. Y'all see
Yeah,
me.
but
I was
what's
alluding
been
to
your?
something else, but
And then last night again, they lose Dante, and then Ann Edwards goes up, comes down on his leg in that angle we don't like to see. They say it's just a bone bruise. He'll have to miss some time, but it's not playoff ending. So that's a relief. But I mean, the Minnesota can wrap it up.
and knowing him, all you gotta do is give him a 3-piece and some fries and lemon pepper and a honey bun. He'll come back tomorrow.
I thought you were gonna say something like give him a BBL model engine.
Nah, he on that type of time, but he ain't Zion. It
He
just
is
he a
on that
trench,
type of time as much as
but
I am. He's just
no, he
again
ain't.
he's able to no, but he's able to produce on the court. That's why people don't clown him for it.
Hey, trench baby diet. That's why. Just give him some. Hey, I know. Let him go to Jimmy Cricket's out in Atlanta. I think that's the name of it. The wing spot. It's literally it's thousands of wing spots in Atlanta. Just give him that. He'll be all right. Sprinkle some lemon pepper on him. He'll be all right.
But that game last night, because I was paying attention to it while I was catching up on Absolute Batman issues. Um, a lot of forearm like shots with the forearm from both teams. Like
Yeah,
Jokic
that's what you're
was
supposed to
throwing
do.
the forearm in. Nas Reed, they
That's
were.
old school. Hey, give me the space, and that's
I
how you
think
tap
Nas was it
somebody.
Nas Reed who just straight up pulled Jamal Murray's jersey down and like threw him. It's just like what's. And I had just
They
watched the
tested.
Wild. I watched the
You,
Wild Stars hockey game right before that, which was also in Minnesota. So everyone was living their best life last night. But yeah, they were
yeah,
playing like the old school, like actually in the old school day when men were men, when Rick
yeah.
Mahorn would almost kill a guy for entering the lane.
I like Nas Reed. Shit, Nas Reed was all NBA defensive first team like 2 years ago. Damn near defensive player of the year. Uh,
He was six man for sure 2 years ago, but not
I think he
I
was
don't know if
all
he was defensive
NBA
team.
as well. I could look at it in a minute, but him, Jaden McDaniels, I like them, dog. Like that's what you got to do. You got to it's you got to pump the players. I hate to sound like that, but that's what it used to be back in the day. If y'all see the footage that y'all dads used to watch in the old games I
I
watched,
I feel like you
motherfuckers.
wanted. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No. It's just that simple, like you said. A little elbow room, test somebody gangster, and then if they get riled up, then they can get in trouble and get a tech. That's how you do it.
I'm shocked. I haven't really seen someone make a case for look at the guys playing in Minnesota. Look at kind of a look at their pigment versus the guys playing in Denver, and look at their pigment. Kind of understand a situation we got going on.
I mean, it's not even a pigmentation thing
Because you're
because
seeing, like you were saying, with Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, Cam Johnson, and then they got Nas Reed, Jaden McDaniels, and Edwards, and some guys are going to play tougher. Some guys are going to play that. You
oh,
fouled
you
me.
want me to break this down? Let me and
I think
everybody in
you
the
want. I think you want to
conversation.
break it down that way. I know you really want to because look what.
No, you know what? I wasn't even thinking about that, but now since you got me here, let's go. Let's go here. Everybody in the comment section, put ones in the chat, or actually put
I
black
don't
and
like to
yellow in the
make the
chat.
race argument, but that is one of the point where I feel like people would say like they playing tougher in Minnesota. Why is that? I mean,
Well,
look at them and then look at the other side. Look at who they
what I
got on the
always say,
bench.
you can't have too many light skinned players on one
And then the
team,
white and look
especially
at their Denver's white player Christian Brown versus Minnesota's white player Dante DiVincenzo, and you got
like Dante.
white Italy, hey paisano, going up
Yeah,
against well, hello, my father runs the restaurant, sir, like in Christian Brown, as they say.
yeah, and Dante ain't that type of Dante. I know he Italian.
Yeah,
Well, the
then
last name
tweets
is
as we
Italian.
as we famously know, yeah.
He a different type of Italian. Not to say that, more so like, hey, what the fuck you doing here? Type. That might be his
Jenny,
grandparents.
if I ever see you with one of them again, I'll kill you.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So Ron is
Yeah.
just they moms is like Davis. You feel me? as far as complexion. So you can't have too many players. You can have one or two, but you can't have them type of players. I need trench babies like Ant-Man. I don't know Nas and Jaden McDaniels' background, but I need players like that.
Well,
Like if
Jaden
I'm on the
McDaniel's got
team,
a twin, don't he? So that's another thing too. Like I feel like
yeah,
if you got a twin, you got to grow up a certain way. Because if I'm looking at the same person every single day, being myself, I'd go a little crazy too.
yeah, well, twins freak me out in general. And I think twins run in my family too, which makes it even worse. It's
Oh
kind of
god,
like
if there were two Bankses, I would lose my fucking.
if it was two Bankses, I'm getting up out of here because either me or him is the clone, and it'd probably be him. It's like the NOI lineage. This is a bunch of twins and they lineage. But the most important factor of this is, man, Shaq is funny as hell for many reasons.
He didn't want to give
Outside,
Rudy Gobert props.
no, he didn't. When I watched the post game, he wouldn't even look at the screen. That's what made it even more funnier. And Rudy ain't
Look
tripping.
at him, Shaq. Tell me I had a good game, Shaq.
Yeah, and Rudy don't be caring. He know people be talking shit about him all the
Well,
time.
the man started COVID, so I don't think we all know he don't be caring. So
Hey, I do, I
did
do.
he not?
I won 4 time. I won 4 time defensive player of the year. I don't give a fuck about that nigga Shaq. I don't care.
I
He's
spit on
black.
you.
He is as he is like Pepe Le Pew black. I do not care about him. So
Maybe Shaq, you had one too many baguettes, perhaps. Oh,
too many of the women, and we see you in the video with the Home Depot. And shouts out to that teacher too. Hey, let the
oh,
record reflect. I was
we're
the
not
first
going there.
person to
We're not
find
going
her
there.
on the socials. I was the first person. Let the record reflect, but they don't ever give my props for
That
being a
is a fair
whole
point,
whisperer.
Ron. That is a very fair point. They told Michael P. Jordan,
Yeah,
I should
Michael
say,
Peace.
MPJ. They told him to kick rocks, but they did say like, "Hey, who you got any like sleeper
Yeah,
phones around?"
they call him Jalen Johnson.
No, Cam Johnson. Jalen
Cam
Johnson's
Johnson, my fault.
Atlanta.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cam.
Well,
See, Jalen,
Cam Johnson went to UNC, so you can't talk bad about him.
Jalen Johnson. You
Jalen
know who he
Johnson went to
looked?
Duke.
No. You know who he looked like? I think I told Keith. I said he looked like Pat Mahomes and Terrence Howard.
He kind of does has a little Pat Mahomes. You are right about that. He does.
Yeah,
But
he
Terrence
like
Howard is funny.
that's the wrong fusion. That's the wrong one. That's when they turn fat. That's when
Pass
goat
me the
ticks turn
ball,
fat.
man. Pass me the ball. I'm open, man.
Yeah, hey Ron, that's how I know he on my feed because I legit seen them before they got famous. But you know,
I mean, that's a whole nother.
that's another discussion that we
I was gonna
had.
say
Me
this
and
is a
David
whole
had yesterday.
conversation, and this is
Yeah,
more so for RAV bonus talk. So shout out to Amp
yeah.
Joe. Go over to the Random Maxa Pod. I'm sorry, Random Maxa Patreon, where Banks and Amp talk about this type of content. Because if you were famous, there are two routes you take. You go after the sleepers, or you go after the high key, the known
Why
ones.
not in the middle for both?
I mean, realistically, yes, you combine the best of both worlds.
Because
But I'm
Ruby Rose
saying,
is on that left side.
but
I
I'm
still
saying,
got to get to the
I'm
left
saying,
side.
Shaq's thing is low key women, as you know.
But
Clay
that's not
Thompson
smart.
is high key women, so that's what I'm saying. Very few bridge the gap.
Yeah, hey man, listen. I don't know if it's good because she done had a lot of boyfriends, but let me find out, man. Just let me get a
All right.
sample.
Wait,
This one tastes like Hennessy. Oh, haha.
what?
But you gotta go the middle route. If it's me, I'm going the middle route because you got Ruby Rose, Sweetie over here, India Love, and then the low key. But the low key ones, shit, they talking more than the high key
That's
ones
my point. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like
because it's clout. It's the viral virus,
yeah.
as B dot say.
You do the Jalen Green, you get yourself a Dre. You do the fucking
Oh yeah,
Brandon
definitely.
Ingram, you get yourself a Glorilla. But like at the same time, you
Uh,
know,
for a day with the glow, really, I can't date. You know what I mean? That's a 1 or 2 day fun session. We
good
go kick
morning,
it hot.
Banks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She sound like me. I sound like her.
What you want for breakfast, babe?
Like, bro, it's gonna sound like designer talking to itself. I'm
What did I
cool,
say
bro.
last week about DMX during the Jade Ring? I forgot what I said. What I said. I got a real pop out of you when I did the.
Oh yeah, when you did the DMX impersonation, I was like, I didn't even know you had that one. But that's what I'm saying. Me and her, it's like, hey, bro, they gonna think pit bulls fighting,
Yeah.
and she in shape now. But that's what I'm saying. Dating, I can't do because Brandon Ingram talking about. I can't
Well,
sleep.
first of all, Brandon Ingram is like high 24/7, so I'm not gonna listen to a daily Brandon.
You talking about sleep?
I
Boy,
mean,
he be sleep
he's
on
the
that
Matt
court.
Riddle
You
of
see how he played the
basketball.
game before last?
Well, I really have not tried to watch any of these Cleveland Toronto games. I don't want to. Yeah, no offense to Chloe, I know she's not here, but because my whole thing about the Cleveland and Minnesota thing is this: they keep fucking up their jersey and logos. Like Cleveland is now going back to the purple and burgundy LeBron era, which those are the jerseys I like, the ones that they're wearing now. But this is like their fourth or fifth rebrand in the last 15 years. It's the same thing with Minnesota. They're going
Fourth.
back to the
They rebrand every year.
well. That's why they don't win shit because like
Yeah.
who am I rooting
Why
for? Who
you
am I
bringing back
watching? Which
throwback jerseys from '07, 19 years
but
ago to
those are
wear
the
it
ones that
now?
they should have kept because when they started going back to the when they started going to those like weird ones that just said Cavs in burgundy and gold, I'm like, these are weak. Who the fuck came up with this shit? And Minnesota's going back to the KG black and gray Wolves
Hey, them
jerseys,
motherfuckers still fire.
but I still like the ones that they wore 2 playoffs ago when they upset Phoenix in the first round when they had the the franchise expansion jerseys, their debut jerseys, the blue, green, and white. I like that jersey in combination a lot better.
Yeah,
But the
no, them
KG
motherfuckers.
era, the KG era is still good, but I like the original debut jersey logo for the Wolves.
Because on King David, that's because, like I said, during a micro review. And I'll say it now, and I'll say it about Super Mario, and I've been saying it for a month because this era sucks so fucking much that people want to live in nostalgia.
Yeah.
So everybody want to go again. That's fucking Jello's whole career is a nostalgia thing because people making fun of the NFL street music, but it's fun. Nothing is fun. All right. Me and Davis was watching the Timberwolves game, and I took so much medicine, Baba. I took my medicine
Oh, I
and I'm
almost thought
watching
we
the
had that
game.
news last night. I almost thought we were there.
Bro, no, but that caught me off guard. I legit thought I turned the TV to the wrong channel. I'm like, damn. I'm
I
like,
swear I looked at it for a second. I'm like, oh, I'll get on my knees and say, I believe if this happened today, I will get on my knees and say, thank you. You
bro,
do exist. Yes. Oh.
yes. They do. Just what's the old? I don't think you remember this commercial. Speaking of nostalgia, the Peanuts Eminem when he seen Santa Claus, they do it.
Yeah,
He
of course
does
I remember that.
exist.
It's like, he does it. I do exist.
Exist, and he passed out.
Yeah. Oh, we were
Bro.
so close when they were like, cut to the White House. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, I'm looking
Yeah,
at
when
my
they,
remote. I'm like, this is on streaming. How did this happen? What do you mean? Like,
I
everyone
thought it was
kept,
a fake commercial at first.
but everyone kept us like, and this, see, here's a positive for the streaming era. Everyone's like, turn the game back on. I'm like, hey, I wasn't watching this shit on ABC. I was watching this shit on ESPN Plus. So I didn't get
Yeah,
my game
same.
interrupted multiple. So that's my point of like, we all shit on the streaming era, but hey, they didn't cut to shit for on the ESPN Plus after that initial one.
No, the ESPN one did turn to it. That's how I was watching it.
Wasn't the game on ABC though?
No,
I'm
I was
saying
watching on ESPN. It
I'm
was
saying
on
for people who
ABC,
watch.
but I was watching on ESPN.
Yeah, but I'm saying for people who watched it on actual ABC,
Yeah, it happened,
it
but
was
I
staying in
saw
it
it.
was yeah, it didn't go back, which is why on the bottom it said turn to ESPN if you want to watch the game still, which is like a fucked up thing to be like this national TV game is now going to go to ESPN because we almost had a go on, and I'm like,
But
if
you know
only.
what? I didn't even look at the banner at the bottom. At the bottom, because again, I had the remote. I was like, "Damn, how the fuck I accidentally go to the,
Yeah.
CNN or whatever?" I was like, "All right," and then I'm looking at it. I'm like, "Oh, this shit is during
And
the
when they
game."
showed the clip of the guys in the fucking gear just storm, I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" That must have been crazy. You
Oh, you
just
thought it was
see,
Ghost Recon? You thought Michael B was
yeah,
getting
no,
ready
legit. I'm
already?
like, "What in the Rainbow Six is going on here?" Like, holy shit,
They wrote
these
the
guys
promo
move
already for Call of
fast.
Duty, huh?
But we'll get to that in our next segment. But so, which series right now has been your favorite, and which has been your least favorite?
Oh, the Minnesota one by far
Oh,
because it didn't go the way how it went. I thought it would go. It's been entertaining
yeah, because
basketball.
you, like I was saying, you thought Denver being fully healthy, this was their chance. With Gordon
Jokic just
and
looked
Murray.
tired. I mean, this motherfucker 7'1" Frenchman with his long ass wingspan. Like, bruh,
Yeah,
he playing a man. And Ant told him to play man. He playing man and he biting him. And it's not like he has no athleticism. We only seen Rudy Gobert jump like twice. but he still get his hand up, and it's just like, nope.
I mean, he'd try to jump for that layup, and then Jamal Murray was like, no. And that's where I'm like, God, you can't do shit on offense, Rudy. Quit asking for the ball. Fuck.
Yeah. No, they iced him out too.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, it's like, bro, he could have
That
backed
was one of
Jamal
those
down.
ones. See, this is why I couldn't be a coach. Because if I were to show that replay in the team meeting next, I'm like, this is why we don't give you the. You're 7 inches taller than Jamal Murray, and look what he did. And Jamal Murray ain't even a defender like that. Like,
because again, I'm old school. Hey, 2 points is 2 points, and it's easier to get 2 points than 3. But
you get 2 points, 15 rebounds. That's what I want your ass to do.
yeah, but even still, I wouldn't trust him to give him the ball when he kept asking for it to get Jamal on the box, because it's like, all right, Jokic's right there, right? So this could be a turnover. And besides that,
like, what
you ain't got no post up
got, Rudy? Like, what post moves are you gonna do? Like a little shake and shimmy? Like, huh? What are you gonna do?
But
do
that's still
the ball all the way out and do that shit? Like, you got nothing.
But that's 7 foot compared to a 6'3", 6'4" Jamal Murray. He could have did something. Give me a little floater or something. But I understand why they said nope. Pass.
Yeah.
One more pass. I think they passed it to AO when he shot that 3.
Like, this is why we don't pass you the ball.
Yeah.
Check the shit. Like, go on.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, all right. But that's probably, or no, actually the Lakers in the Rockets series. So it's like 1B would be the Nuggets 1A is the Rockets and Lakers, because man, every now and then he ain't showed it too many times this season, because obviously he only averages 21. But during the playoffs,
he's got the same back as Randy Orton.
Yeah, no, the old man, he showed a little bit. And everybody kept saying,
he's doing turn on jumpers like Randy Orton was doing this after every move, like.
Because again, he talking about I got 5 or 7 years. No, you don't.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
I can't wait to talk about that.
I saw that over. Quote. I'm like, you said you had how many years? Like,
you ain't got another day. It's over, brother. I saw Seth Rollins go to his old promotion yesterday, and he was walking like this. It's over.
He was doing as Dave Chappelle did the O.J. Simpson walk.
I meant to see that clip, but this is all promotion. And he was like, bro.
Well, I saw a little bit of it. Yeah, he went back to AAW. Yeah.
So
in Chicago, get it? Because that's where I'm from. Even though you're from Iowa, but that's what the team I root for is in. The Bears. Get it? Because I like to watch football. I'm on NFL Network. Get it?
Yeah, stay on NFL Network. Even right now, working also. Hey man, y'all need me to do some paperwork. Y'all need me to call some people about the NFL League Pass, the Sunday ticket. Y'all need me to do, because it's over. You can't. The wrestle shit about to be over. But the Rockets versus Lakers, because you see the old man a little bit, and then he said, "Yeah, I'm tired." When he said, "Yeah, I'm tired," but that's what you expect a playoff game. I'm like, yeah, young LeBron ain't saying that. Even 2 years ago, LeBron ain't saying, "Yeah, I'm tired." When he said he's tired, I said, "Yep, this shit almost over with."
I haven't watched much of that series because I can't watch, even though Luka has been playing, but I can't watch the Lakers given that they have Luka Doncic now. But that Houston team, again, like the potential is there. I know everyone's like they need to ship Sengun, but at the same time, like they need Sengun. But unfortunately, at the same time, he does a lot of great shit, but a lot of fuck shit, because he does all his like spin, flail, let me throw the ball up, and like it goes in, and then when it doesn't go in, you're like, what are you dancing around for? Like,
yeah, I see him play in person. I'm like, bro, what type of offense is this?
It's like a guy who thinks he's more smooth than he actually is. Someone, because Eve retweeted it, someone brought up the quote Eve said about him running with peanut butter up his ass or something like that. Like,
that's why he quoted it on the show. I said, "Hey yo."
I did try to kind of pay it. Like, he does kind of walk like he's, like how the flamingos have their knees inverted. That is kind of how he walks up, like he's going like forwards and backwards at the same time. But you see him in the post, and he does kind of do some like he's got 6 arms, and they go in, and like what the fuck's going on? Like this,
he don't even look at the basket when he bought the post or go for a move. He just kind of like,
they try to say like he's a very watered down Jokic, but I'm like, I mean but he also does some like Luka Doncic, or like you got a body that's not really athletic, but you know how to use it in ways where it's like, holy shit, that's kind of impressive. Like you were able to use your feet and your arms this way to make some crazy ass shit. Okay. And Alman Thompson again was able to drive to the hoop last night. It's like, God, just get a jumper. Just shoot the
That's
ball.
all they need.
Shoot the J, shoot it. Like just you can be perfect if you could do that.
But again, y'all don't make shooters like that. Bay Area people, y'all don't have a lot of shooters.
Because we ain't got no nets, so we don't want to shoot. That's why.
Shit, I think
every
Gary
court
Payne
I
actually
played on
said
had
that.
no nets.
I think Gary Payne said that senior.
Yeah,
I think he said we had no net at the
we had
rim.
no nets and bent rims. And then if you go to the school, it has the double rim and like the fucking not even the net, the basket weave type of net where it's like with the beekeepers type of that.
You
type
talking
of
about the one with the chain handle?
No, we didn't even have chains back then. Again, we weren't even Michael Jordan in his backyard with a chain net. Nothing. No, it's just like so. That's why you had to drive to the hoop because you can't see your shit against the net.
Yeah, I think GP actually said that too. That's what's so funny
serious.
about it.
Again, like the basketball court in my apartment had no net for the longest time, and then when we had a net, it got ruined within like 2 months.
It's about right.
And then the rim would get bent, and then
yeah. So that's the only thing, and everybody said that once he get is it amen or amen? Goddamn Ahmad.
We're not doing that again. We did that.
Yeah, Ahmad Johnson. No, you amen. Hallelujah. That's what we call you. So amen. Once he get a jumper, it's over. He gonna be an all-star. Yeah. Perennial all-star. But they
favorite?
I mean, people could say that they need a point guard, which is beyond true. You need
and
Fred, but goddamn, he's a scoring point guard.
Yeah, I'd say like Reed Shepherd is not a distributor. Like his game at Kentucky that one year was like, give me the ball, I'll fucking shoot it. And then last year, I feel like they really didn't want to develop him because they had, why shouldn't they? Because they have Fred VanVleet and Jalen Green and Thompson. So it's like, well, you're not going to get that much run, but at the same time, like these are 3 guys two guys in Green and Thompson who need to start learning how to handle the ball, and Fred VanVleet who's going to handle the ball all the time. So it's a thing where like his development is somewhat stunted because the team was in a position last year to be super good right away, considering they were on the verge of making the playoffs in Udogha's first year. And then last year they shocked everyone by being the 2 seed. And now it's like putting him into the fire, like be good right away. He's like, be good. I just got here. What do you mean be good right away? You just put me in the time to finally get some minutes. So I think he deserves some slack, but just like you were saying, like, it's not his game to be the one. He's going to be like what Peyton Pritchard is. That's his best case scenario. Like come off the bench.
That's what I was exactly about to say. Yeah. And the crazy thing is they put Pritchard, they try to have him be a playmaker. He's just he could do that a little bit, but he's a one-on-one player.
But not the whole game. You can't do it the whole game.
Yeah, he can get his own shot. A lot of people don't know Peyton Pritchard, he's a hell of a one-on-one player.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing I saw because with the not to just keep rubbing salt in your wound, but with the Sunmu leaving Chicago and Minnesota, like he was the Bob Cousy Award winner in 1 year at Illinois, which is also what Peyton Pritchard was, which is again like the best point guard in the country for the NCAA. You know, that doesn't always mean instant success, but it is a good indicator of like, hey, this guy did kind of show in college like he's got something to his game. But what was your least favorite series before we move on?
Probably just the Cavs versus the Raptors. I watched like 2 games. When we done, I might watch a little bit of it before Spurs come on. That's about it. Like I said last year, or I say the regular season, this shit be kind of ass. But these playoffs have been, like I start cussing on these streams. But the playoffs have been good the past year. Like I said that, like I don't be fond of the regular season. I've barely been watching. But when we get to the playoffs, it's been good. And these playoffs from the play into now have been good. Like the Raptors and Cavs game or series. Just because, of course, not too many people watching it. But that's probably about it. I mean, I know what to expect when they go to the second round. Look, the whole James Harden thing, that's about to end this next round.
You mean James Harden's James Harden?
And he's one of my favorite players ever, but I know how this game goes. I know exactly how this going to go. I got to look at the brackets, too, if you don't have it right now.
No, I got it. Like I said, so the next matchup, winner of Detroit, Orlando. That's what I was trying to upload earlier when it showed me that third screen pop up. But So Orlando has the lead over Detroit, like we said. They face the winner of Cleveland and Toronto. So right now, do you think Orlando will be able to continue upsetting Detroit, or do you think Detroit's going to be able to come back and show why they were the 1 seed?
It's not an upset, but the thing is, Cade is the only one that can get his own shot, and then they isolate him out because he's very guardable. People try to make it like he's unguardable. Nobody said he was unguardable. He don't play that style of play. But
There is a real WWE storyline here because the story of Wendell Carter Jr. versus Jalen Duren and the Angel Reese of it all, that's a crazy thing to like consider. I had no idea that she dated Jalen Duren and now she's dating Wendell Carter Jr. But like Wendell Carter Jr. is kicking Jalen Duren's ass on the court for like multiple possessions in each game. It's a real like Edge, Matt Hardy, Lita, or Trish Stratus, Chris Jericho. It's a real storyline like that going on. Where like this guy's like fighting for the honor of the woman right here.
yeah, I'm not doing all that. Look, absolutely gorgeous. I ain't going that crazy. Now, if it was like Tasha Cloud, Sid Colson, something like that,
Tasha Cloud, you going after the wrong team? What do you mean?
hey, no, that's the right team for me. What Kodak say?
Uh,
Yeah, hey, bro, I'm Jordan out there, 30. Yeah. Okay, bro, I'm guarding this motherfucking everything.
So that's good. And then Atlanta and New York are tied. Like I said earlier, they face the winner of.
Oh, that's a series I don't care about. You know why? Because I hate the fucking Knicks.
Yeah, so
Fuck the Knicks. Fuck New York. I don't care about the Knicks, bro. You know
they face
why?
the winner of Boston, Philadelphia.
Guess what? Y'all going home, whoever it is, you going home in 5 against the Celtics.
Again, if you talk about the booking, if Adam Silver, gets his fingers on, he's going to have New York beat Atlanta. Boston's easily going to beat Philly, and then we got the Boston New York rematch in the second round. You get to hype up the cities that hate each other because it's Boston and fucking
even though they down the street.
And then you get to do Jason Tatum got injured in this series last year, and now he's back playing in it. You get to do that type of like a year ago. He thought his career was over, but now he's come back to settle the score.
Yeah. And then you have Boston go over as they should anyway.
Well, I don't want to take it that far, but and then in the West, OKC is going to sweep Phoenix. LA is probably going to sweep Houston tonight. So OKC at LA in the second round, which
God bless.
If they send Luka and Austin Reeves to Germany one more time, maybe they can play in that series. Who knows?
If you can get them to, it'll be a 6-game series, but OKC look too crazy.
But yeah, if OKC is going up against just the LeBron Lakers, it's going to be.
It's over in 4. I'll say 5.
Minnesota probably will close out Denver, because not to say like the Ant Edwards is on Ewing Theory watch, which again Ewing Theory is what Bill Simmons would write about, which a team plays better when their star player is out for an extended period of time. But Minnesota can hold the fort if Ant misses a game or two. It's not the whole thing of like, oh, see how much better they play without Ant. It's like, no, at the end of the day, they still need the guy who gets 28 points. It's just when the guy who's not there to get those 28 points gives other guys chances to make shots. That's why teams get better at times when their star player's gone. But Denver and Minnesota, the winner of that faces the winner of Portland's San Antonio. And Portland has been trying to stay in there in that series. I watched a little bit of games 2 and 3. But I just think that Portland doesn't have enough to compete with San Antonio, unfortunately.
And Dylan Harper went crazy. He was talking mad last game.
And they got him, De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, just for the hell of it. They got 3 guards. And that's why, again, OKC is their matchup in terms of like guards for guards, bigs for bigs, but still.
So, Timberwolves and the comeback again. They close him out if they playing tomorrow against the Nuggets. Just close out the series, so you give him a week or so to rest. Then you got if you got Timberwolves versus the Spurs, which more likely is going to be, but that's a great series on its own. If Vic is he coming back tonight or concussion? Or yesterday? I'm breaking the 4-4.
That was still his head smacked the fuck out of the.
Shit, he was celebrating the other game, jumping up and down with that bananas and pajamas ass outfit he had on.
As of right now,
See, if this was WWE back in the 80s, he would have came back the next day. How many fingers if he's holding up Gorilla? Oh,
right now they only have
Jesse.
an audio.
Looked like he hit his head pretty hard.
I can't find a definitive answer because right now they don't even just have.
He'll be back this game.
Well, even if he's not, they can probably still carry on. But that was
man, a concussion can't last you for a week. Man, you all right? It's basketball. You go out there with a broken brain.
Not unless some guy just straight up throws the ball at his head on purpose to like.
I don't think you want to throw that motherfucker.
That's what I mean.
You throwing a Hail Mary. He's 7'6".
Just again, if you really want to make it wrestling, like the first time a guy grabs the ball, he just straight up fucking throws it at his head, like it's a fucking, like the way John Cena would throw the steel steps at people. Like you just do that to Wembanyama with the ball, and he's there on the ground, like my head is ringing, like Steve Buscemi.
Even then, you had to throw it up higher. Pause. Like legit, you would have to do the Shane McMahon cheer shot to hit Vic.
Scoot Henderson just jumps up and goes,
Yeah. Scoot is playing well. I was like, I apologize.
I believe in it. You were mocking me for the guys who I bought hype in, but Scoot Henderson said, I knew when I woke up I was going to have a good game today. He said, I'm that guy, but not to do that to Wemmy he'd be like, suck in the blue. Love resistance. We're just gonna go to the NFL draft real quick because it was a quiet draft. The first round was what it was. I mean, the Raiders took Mendoza like we all thought they would. But you know what was funny about that? It had the Raiders stats, which were like all time. God, this team is horrible. It was like, they've only made the playoffs twice in the last 23 seasons or something like that.
Yep.
They've had 15 head coaches, the most in the last 20 years or something like it was.
Last 100 years in the NFL, shit.
I wanted to send you this every time they just showed a new one. I just wanted to be like, Banks, look at this. It's just like every new stat is worse than the next. Oh my God. But it wasn't as bad as when the Jets, I'm sorry, Van too, but when the Jets drafted Cade Klubnik, it was like, this is the 10th quarterback they've selected, tied for the most since 2010, I think it was, or something like that. Like, you are awful at one position, and it's the most important fucking position in the entire sport, and you can't get this right. And every year, you're like, what about this guy next year? What about this guy next year? What about this guy? And it's just like,
they start early, and then it's always a quarterback, or it's like a left tackle. Right guard. They usually go with those.
Well, you do have to draft more for need these days, and that's what a lot of teams are doing. Like that's like the draft is what it is now for like what's a team need instead of just like except what the Rams did. They were like, we're gonna take a quarterback in the first round, and Sean McVay was like, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Right. He just had that look like, ain't this about it?
Because one, he knows like this guy isn't gonna be a good quarterback, and two, Matt Stafford just won the MVP. I think he can still play. Like
but at 38 years old.
He won the MVP at 38. That should show. Like I'm not blowing smoke at Matt Stafford's ass ever. I hate the man, but he won the MVP at 38.
Yeah, but it's an eventual. They got to look at the eventual. Eventually,
Ty Simpson's not going to be good. Like this guy does not look like a good quarterback, and I think Sean McVay knows that. That's why he was like, this guy, fucking this guy in the first round. Like instead of
another wide receiver. We don't know what's about to happen with Puka.
That's what I mean. Like our star receiver is turning into Mike Tyson, and this is what we're gonna do. Like,
yeah, when did this heel turn happen? Like this past season?
I kind of got some theories. I think he fell in the draft for a reason, not just the whole heritage thing of like you people can't play wide receiver. Like I think there must have been some shaky character stuff that we probably. People? I was the guy who said I don't want Samoan quarterbacks anymore.
I don't think he's Samoan, dog. I think he's Tongan.
I know. That's what I mean. I'm saying the greater, Polynesian, Hawaiian, Tongan. Again, like.
You know why? Because they haven't shouted him out at all. So he Tongan. Because Tongan people, they don't be shouting their people out like the Samoans.
I think he.
All time he might be Filipino.
No, because then the Filipinos would have been going fucking crazy like they would for Manny Pacquiao if that was the case.
The Puka, he go to the NFL, he do well. He catch all the football from Joe Montana.
Hang on. Why is it saying Hawaiian and his mother is of Samoan and German descent. His father is of Hawaiian and Portuguese descent.
Oh, this motherfucker mixed. No, it all makes sense.
Of course he's mixed. Look at him. That's why people are like, what kind of are you, huh? Are you
what kind of goddamn volcano coon are you?
When they move in next door, King of the Hill, isn't it like so are you Chinese or Japanese? And Han's like, I'm Laotian. He's like, so are you Chinese or Japanese? And then when Cotton shows up, he's like, you got one living next door to you.
That's him. Because the thing is, but he in a perfect city for it. My city, he in a perfect city for that.
But he grew
that
up
or the Bay Area.
Well, this is my point. As he grew up, he was born in Las Vegas.
Yeah,
then grew up in Utah, and he's part of
he's Mormon.
He's part of the Church of Latter-day Saints. So that's my point of like maybe
a lot of things are making sense now.
Maybe these guys. That's my point again. Maybe these guys, because got a lot of Samoans, Hawaiians belong to Mormon type of churches, or
No, he might be more so on that other side, that German and all that Portuguese shit, that European shit. Even though the Portuguese they got some of them, a lot of them have African ancestries because that's the second most populated place with African people. Believe it or not, Brazil has the most black people, second most black people in the world besides Africa.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole point of like, was Pele technically black?
As hell.
Yeah.
The guy
they have now,
was he black?
Was the guy they have now, Vinicius Jr. Yeah, but
no, what's our guy? He got a documentary. Felipe, what's his name? Felipe.
Wait, who?
The soccer player that was famous. He used to be on FIFA, like 2000.
That narrows it down. You talking about like Ronaldinho?
I think so. Yeah, the long hair.
Yeah, the dreads.
He looked like Lenny Kravitz a little bit.
Yeah, the locks. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he Brazilian, right?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. He just looked light skinned. That's it.
I'll show you a picture to see if you. Because he kind of looks like if Jar Jar Binks is a human. That's the bad way to talk about Ronaldinho.
But that's what people used to always say too.
But no, the rest of the draft. I mean, my team continued to trade out of a lot of picks because they're cheap. And then John Lynch wants to be like, aren't I a genius? Look at all the trades I'm making. I'm like, shut the fuck up, you prick. Like, you're trading trash for trash. Like, all right, these are 4th round picks you're trading for. And you want a fucking pat on the back. But the guys they picked seem solid. Who knows if they'll turn in anything. But other than that, there weren't. That was the thing. I actually do like this guy because I was watching a lot of Ole Miss games last year. So he is a good receiver, but it's just a matter of like, he's got Bible thumper Brock Purdy throwing him the ball, which still scares me at the end of the day. Because again, as I continue to say, Brock Purdy, who's played quarterback his whole fucking life, has no idea what a play clock looks like. Because every fucking game he has to call a timeout. He's like, oh, you mean the time ran out? Like, but yet he's played quarterback since he was 12 years old, and he has no fucking idea.
Yeah.
God, this fucking team. But yeah, they drafted Don Morocco. When they said that, I'm like, Don Morocco, like. So again, we got a hybrid Oos at wide receiver. So damn well Jimmy and Jay are gonna go fucking dummy at those games. They going
hybrid Oos. What you mean? Don Morocco's Italian, right?
No, Don Morocco's Hawaiian.
You sure?
Yeah. Well, that was his gimmick.
No, it wasn't. His gimmick was just, I'm a big.
Let me see. I'm looking it up right now.
I think Don Morocco Italian, my guy.
Don Morocco, born Sunset Beach, Hawaii.
Why was he beefing with Jimmy Snuka then?
Well, why did we have a civil war in this country? What do you mean? Why is he beefing with fucking?
Because I remember Jimmy Snuka, Don Morocco, when he got beat up, he had blood and brother. You tried to get me.
They must have been a tag team and then broken up. Were they ever a tag team and then broke up? That must have been the reasoning.
I don't know. That's too far back. I go back and watch old wrestling, but that's a little too far back. I
You
seen
talk
one
about
of their
Vern
matches.
Gagne. That's after Vern Gagne. What the fuck you
I
mean
know.
to go too far back?
I seen one match that they had. And I said, bro, these motherfuckers wrestle like they drunk.
Well, I
Jimmy
mean, they
Snuka.
were. They were. What do you mean wrestle like they? Of course they were drunk. They were drunk the right
That's
stuff.
Jimmy Snuka strikes. It's just 1,000
Yeah,
uppercuts.
you mean that shit that Jey Uso does? That people were like, yeah, that's the shit. Power Ranger karate chops, yeah.
So you
But
saying he a hybrid between Jimmy
that the
Snuka, The
Dijon
Rock,
Stripling. Oh no,
and Roman
Dijon Stripling.
Reigns?
I'm saying is hybrid because he's Hawaiian and black.
No, I was saying The Rock.
He's a hybrid of what?
Oh, I'm sorry. Jey Uso. He's a hybrid between Roman Reigns, The Rock, and
He
Jimmy
is
Snuka
not
because
Roman
they
Reigns.
took
What do you mean Roman Reigns? How is he again? What did
he took the
Cameron say?
spear.
What did you ain't Roman Reigns? You ain't The Rock. What do you mean Roman Reigns?
Because he took everybody moves. Because I said it makes him the greatest of all time.
80 people do this spear these days.
No, but then he took also the slap with the spit. He took that from the
Yeah,
Rock.
because he couldn't come up with any offense of his own because he'd been a tag team wrestler for 15 fucking years. What's he gonna come up with?
And then the uppercuts and the splash, the snooker splash.
But yeah, the draft was what it was. The Ruben Bain pick. I think everyone thought he was gonna go higher, but literally like a week ago, the news about him killing someone in a car accident
Damn.
came out, and that's where everyone's like, well, let's not take this guy. But at the same time, I'm like,
The
well,
Cowboys would have gave him a Nobel Peace
well,
Prize.
that's my point. I'm like, well, at the same time, this guy is 22 and looks 35. I feel like that's a good sign because he has that look of a guy who's going to be a success. And yeah,
What's
he has
that
that.
look?
No, I'm saying for him to look old but be young, I'm like that's a good sign, especially for the position he plays. I'm like that just seems like a good sign. I would draft you based off of that. Like he basically looks like a Viltrumite because he's got the mustache and the hair. I'm like this guy looks like he's straight out of Invincible. But
Is that why people keep doing the fucking cartoon? Like the dude got waves? I haven't watched Invincible in a minute.
well, you're missing out, pal. I'll tell you that. You are.
Yeah, I'll watch the recap.
See?
I ain't gonna sit there and watch
Exactly.
that
That's what I
shit.
said. Like if he was talking about fucking, I want to go home and watch Stranger Things after they beat. I forgot who they beat in the playoffs, and I'm like, watch Stranger Things, motherfucker. You grew up during Stranger Things. Look at you. Like, what do you mean? You were alive in 1985 based off that mustache you got. Like,
Yeah, I
you
gotta
know what I'm
tap
talking
in. I
about?
don't know what you talking
But
about,
he
but I
straight
got
up
it.
like got drafted. He was dressed in all black, had the sunglasses on, and the clip as I posted in our hype trailer, took the hat off the mirror podium and walked straight past it, posed it like all the other guys where they put the hat on, they do a couple of hey, and then they go out and shake Roger Goodell's hand. He just straight up grabbed the hat and left, and now he's gonna go to Tampa Bay, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah, they might have got him one. If he got that mentality.
Yeah.
Did he
Going
have
from Miami.
so I'm guessing he had no jury on.
No, he had a chain. Yeah, he had again. A lot of these guys, even the white guys, show up with chains these days. Like that's the whole point of the draft is to get all,
You got me fucked
linked
up. I
out.
gotta spend my NIL money on a chain.
Who was the guy that had the Jeremiah Love? He kind of like didn't want his girlfriend to kiss him
Yeah.
after he got drafted. I think this is when Ethan and were.
No, that was what's the name too. CD Lamb. Remember he took
CDM had the phones.
Yeah.
Jeremiah Love. I'm saying Jeremiah Love. This draft, like his girlfriend went to kiss, and he kind of was like trying to like make it more on the side than straight up on the map or something like that.
You know what that means?
Like, someone watching.
That and a new money. Oh, like
oh,
this.
I thought you were, okay. I'm glad you didn't take it.
What team he get drafted to?
That's the thing. So Jeremiah Love, running back from Notre Dame, goes to Arizona. I'm like, shit, got to face him 2 times a year. And then the guy who was his backup at Notre Dame, who was pretty good as well, Jadarian Price, got drafted by Seattle. So he's going to replace Kenneth Walker. And I'm like, shit, got to face him 2 times a year. So that's the thing.
No, but the guy that's going to Arizona, yeah, I don't want my girl to kiss me. They got some fake decent out there. They got some eyes in Arizona.
It's
Which,
Arizona.
you know what?
How would that be a shock? It's Arizona. It's a cross between Mexico and California. How's that going to be anything?
They got some. Well, you got some of them smoke meth, but besides that, they got some eyes out there.
Isn't that more New Mexico-ish than Arizona?
It's probably they next door to each other. Oh. But also too, we going to Vegas. We going to California. Yeah, I ain't got no girlfriend right now.
Well, Fernando Mendoza is going to Vegas. We know that for sure.
You think? I mean, that's the wrong state to go and say all lives
For
matter.
him.
Yeah, to say all lives matter.
For the next coming of Kirk Cousins, which I said that months ago, and they went and actually got Kirk Cousins to be his QB mentor, which is crazy because it is. And Tim, shout out Big Tim, posted like father like son when Mendoza got drafted. But the main thing is John Lynch was like, we aren't finding anyone to take Brandon Ayuk off our hands, and I'm like, the Raiders, just give him to the Raiders.
Yeah.
Like, he's perfect for just John Lynch. Just tell Mark Davis you'll pay all the rest of the contract. Just give him to the Raiders. Like, convince them like, hey, you just got Mendoza. You need a receiver. This guy's a head case, but he'll play for you guys. Like, because now they're saying he might go to Washington just because some guys who worked at the Niners are at Washington. But I'm like, it seems like Washington might not even want Deebo Samuel anymore. But I think it's because he kind of packed on the pounds again, unfortunately. But yeah, when John Lynch said we can't find any buyers for Brandon Ayuk, I'm like, yeah, because no one wants his crazy ass, which is sad to say because like this guy could have been a top receiver, and he just became a head case. Well, not overnight because there were signs kind of before, but like he upped it to extreme level overnight just by doing crazy shit. But I'm like, the Raiders, give him. Oh, and the other thing was, so the Browns drafted Inus in the first round. So I'm like, all right, they got some protection for QB1 Shedeur Sanders. All right, love to see it. But then they drafted a backup for Shedeur and Taylor Green. I saw glimpses at him at Arkansas. I'm like, this guy, he's too skinny, but he's super athletic. But I'm like,
yeah,
that's a scary thing because Todd Monken was the OC for Baltimore. So I'm like, this is the type of quarterback maybe this guy might want based off working with Lamar Jackson the last 2 years. Of like, so keep an eye on that if Taylor Green starts to become QB competition for Shedeur in the offseason.
yeah. Because now, but the thing is too,
and they drafted I think like 2 more receivers for in the draft. So the Browns were trying to beef up the offense, which everyone knows. Like the defense wasn't a problem, the offense is the problem.
Well, if they get rid of Myles Garrett, they might have a problem.
Myles Garrett ain't gonna leave.
Yeah, I don't understand why they were saying that. It's just the idea of trading him, but you keep him.
See, again, Myles Garrett was another. Looks like he was 35 at 22.
Yeah, no, he looked like called people John Turkey. This motherfucker's built like the Hulk, but he got that Action Jackson mustache, like Carl Weathers RP. And I'm starting. So they got another QB. You forgot about that one.
No.
Yeah, so now it's the
we don't talk about
what's
that,
with
man.
the Browns and this whole we need the 4 knuckle shuffle of quarterback thing. Like, oh
Who's the
well,
other
we
one?
might Shedeur might have to compete. No, he don't have to compete.
Deshaun Watson will never play a football game again.
Yeah,
he's had 2 knee surgeries in 3 years.
Well,
and he's literally cursed by female karma. Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah, that's his curse. He brought upon himself.
Well, here was the other thing, Ronnie. Again, everyone knew they shouldn't have drafted a little person to play quarterback. Like Dylan Gabriel is my size. Like, come on. And like I was saying, he's Hawaiian. You ain't playing quarterback, pal. Go learn how to punt. Come on.
It could be worse. You could be the Chargers and we get a 5'7" wide receiver who was good.
I think that's the Jim Harbaugh of like, hey, him and Mike McDaniel are like, hey, let's just do some crazy shit, pal. Let's just
wasting fucking time where we need a whole offensive line.
They did draft like a giant offensive lineman. They did draft a guy who's now bigger than Joel, who's their star offensive lineman.
Yeah, and good luck if he can make it 3 years trying to guard for Justin Herbert.
So, I mean, that's all the football talk for now. We'll have to wait and see.
Hey, this your last year. This the last year, bro.
Come on. No, it's not. Who are they going to put instead? You want Arch Manning?
Let's move on. No.
Exactly.
No.
All Arch Manning's going to do is run the ball. I mean, if the Chargers, let's say Justin Herbert gets his arm ripped off this year, like he does, it's the Drew Brees thing where he goes to throw and the guy like rips his arm back. They go 5-12. Arch Manning has a decent season, and Jim Harbaugh's like, the 2 great years I had in San Francisco, we had a guy who had too much of an arm, but a hell of a pair of legs. Colin Kaepernick. If he ran the same system you ran with Colin Kaepernick for Arch Manning, maybe he can work. I'm just saying. Like, look at Arch Manning's rocket cannon arm with bad accuracy, but look at his amazing pair of legs that can run the ball and like do some athletic shit compared to the two relatives in his family that couldn't run or do anything athletic, being Eli and Peyton.
No,
I give
Payne's
him my vote.
athleticism with his brain.
I think it could work. I'm just saying.
Arch, see you with the Jets next year. If not, it'll be with the Giants. You'll be a Jet again. Well, not again, but I'm saying more so again that they get another QB.
But I gotta give you credit, everyone. Banks was right. It's very rare. It's not once in a blue moon. It's once in 800 blue moons. Banks is right.
Yeah, that's the only time I prophesy stuff.
A few weeks ago when we were talking about Michael B. Jordan's upcoming slate, we were talking about Miami Vice, and we were discussing how they were going to do this version of Miami Vice because, as everyone knows, it was a famous 80s TV show, debuted in 1985. They did the reboot in 2006 with Jamie Foxx. Like you and I had said, the uncanny resemblance, Jamie Foxx and Michael B. Jordan's career of winning an Oscar and their next movie being Miami Vice. Even though I think Stealth came before Miami Vice, like the Thomas Crown
It was.
reboot is going to be coming before Miami Vice because the news broke that this week that Michael B. Jordan and Austin Butler have officially signed on to star in the Miami Vice reboot, directed by Joseph Kosinski, who directed Top Gun Maverick, Tron Legacy, and the F1 movie. But the bigger news is that it will be set in 1985, and it'll just be the pilot episode, which is a great episode of TV. I've seen the pilot like 2 or 3 times. It's famous for the In the Air Tonight sequence, which was largely associated with the franchise for the rest of its life. How it used Phil Collins' "I Can Hear It Calling" as they're driving their Ferrari down the Miami roads, and it cuts to the hood of the car, cuts to the wheels, cuts to Don Johnson's hair blowing in the wind. So watch the Miami Vice pilot if you haven't seen it. Directed by Thomas Carter, who went on to direct the Coach Carter movie. Crazy filmography.
Hilarious.
But in that pilot episode as well, like Tubbs, who Michael B. Jordan will be playing, is in a club dancing as like a stripper is dancing to "I Always Feel Like Somebody's Watching Me." And he's like going, woo! It's just like, it's a crazy episode of television. Jimmy Smits is a cross-dresser assassin in the episode. It's like I said, it's crazy. And that's where you're like, no wonder this show was a hit show for 5 fucking years. Like, this is the first episode, and here's what we got going on. But we were debating about
cocaine has made a lot of great content.
Again, it was height of the cocaine 80s, and this was the most cocaine show to put on television, with it being set in Miami. 2 cops, one from New York, one former quarterback, and Sonny Crockett. But that is the thing. It's like they're just going to redo the pilot, but as a movie, and Joseph Kosinski is directing it. Michael B. Jordan and Austin Butler are starring it. And I'm like, hey, I mean, there are probably better uses of all these people's time, but this is what I want. The unfortunate news is, as I was saying last week, this was going to be my second most anticipated movie of next year, right after Chad Stahelski's Highlander reboot. This movie has now been pushed back to 2028 instead. So I'm like, makes sense given Michael B. Jordan's schedule, which we'll get into right after that. But again, you were right, Banks. 1985, they heard us talking, where I'm like, I don't know if you can do the 80s. It's been done. That's the whole point of the show. And you were right. You were right, because we've been saying it's about the nostalgia. Everyone wants to go back to that time period of the 80s. But to me, like I said, it just made less sense to do that because I don't know. I feel like it doesn't seem like it's harder to produce stuff in the 80s, or maybe it is easier based off all the 80s shows and movies. So it must be easier to recreate the 80s than it is to have something set in the modern day.
Because the set pieces is only like 40 years old. You can get that done, and it won't cost a lot compared to doing something from like the 70s, 60s, and 50s and all that.
Yeah, but and maybe they took that and what I was saying, which was what we were talking about, Bad Boys still going on. There might be a third. I'm saying third, technically be Bad Boys 5, but there might be a third in this revival of Martin Lawrence and Will Smith's Bad Boys, and just how it's kind of harder to do modern Miami Vice with technology being around. Wouldn't the criminals be able to figure out that these guys are vice cops because the internet exists? That's a bigger question for me. I wonder, like, how does undercover work these days? Like, how are you a DEA agent and a vice cop or a undercover cop when the internet exists? I know there people can be quiet and secretive online, but still, I just feel like that's a whole bigger question. But yeah, maybe their goal was like, hey, it's the last one was modern day. It kind of worked, kind of didn't. What if we just go back to the pastel, the big suits, the fast cars, the women with the old style bikinis on the beach of Miami and all that. Let's get back to that energy. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah. When white women had a flat board figures to themselves.
Hey, but they had the string in the back that made it seem like they had something, so it was still appealing. But
But they did now, boy. I don't want to say a name, but I don't want to sound like a freaky frog. But she in NXT. You give her a string. You gonna need silly string.
As of right now, 2028 really only has. Oh, it has Fast Forever.
The Mike movie part 2 will be out that year.
It has The Incredibles 3. It has all 4 Beatles movies. Let's not forget 4 Beatles movies, one for each member.
And guess what? The Michael part 2 is gonna make more money than the individual movies. Combined, it's gonna kill it. Yeah.
The Elden Ring movie by Alex Garland. The Dynamic Duo, which was the movie about Dick Grayson and Jason Todd, which won't happen. That's fake news. Final Destination 7, Evil Dead, Wrath, Baz Luhrmann's Joan of Arc movie, Lilo and Stitch 2, the Call of Duty movie, which we spoke of last week, Grand Gear, the movie we spoke of last week, which was Takashi Yamazaki's follow-up to these 2 Godzilla movies he's made about giant mechs fighting kaijus, and The Flood, which will be Zach Krager's follow-up to Resident Evil. And the only thing we know about The Flood, which is a deep space exploration team aboard the Spiritus Mundi, pick up a strange recurring signal from a remote planet. Captain Elena Voss leads the mission to investigate, only to discover a bizarre alien artifact that starts warping time, reality, and the crew's minds. Which is a lot of sci-fi movies. That movie that came out last year called Ash was kind of like that, by Flying Lotus. Pretty solid movie. I'd recommend it. But overall, yeah, there's just not much to fully figure out of 2028 slate at the moment, given it's only 2 years away, and who knows what the MCU will look like from now. In terms of, because again, Secret Wars is supposed to be coming out next year, but I don't believe that. Oh, and the Aunt Gladys prequel that Zach Krager, I think, is only just writing and producing, will be coming out that year as well. A Hello Kitty movie? What the hell?
Again, I feel like the Michael movie is definitely coming out 2028. Why come out later than that?
Well, I haven't seen a lot of stuff about what you had said was right about the original ending was supposed to be the cops showing up at Neverland Ranch, and then there were these stories how Antoine Fuqua was partially directing the movie and then had the movie taken away from him, and the producer came in to direct the rest of the movie, which is why there were the reshoots. But the reshoots, even though the movie was over 4 hours initially, and he said, I think the editors for making this movie what it was, there's just a lot of tension and drama. So who knows when part 2 will come out, given if Antoine Fuqua is forced to make part 2 contractually. It'll probably be easier maybe just if these I don't want to say allegations because that's nothing nefarious, but if these rumors, I should say, about him having the movie taken away from him, just plug in a different director and keep it forward. You know what I mean? As you're saying, like, you're already going to make all the money. The awards will be the tricky part because I think fans are liking this movie. I don't know if critics are based off certain things that I've seen, but overall, yeah, that's a movie that's going to dominate 2027 or 2028, depending on more like so more so
They should
2028.
go 2028 because next year.
Well, it's how
Well,
much of the footage that they cut out is reusable for the second one is the thing I would
they did reshoots last year too, so for like a month.
yeah. But that
I'm
was the
trying to
point
think.
of Mission Impossible 7 and 8, which was they were shooting such a long movie that they were going to make it two parts. But then by the time they were on the final one, which is why people had issues with that final Mission Impossible, because a lot of stuff that was set up in the first one wasn't fully answered, like the woman from Ethan's past and the side characters, etc. But case in point, another movie that might be coming out, speaking of Michael B. Jordan, in the future, is Battlefield with a Tom Cruise collaborator, like I just mentioned. The man who helmed those last four Mission Impossibles, Christopher McQuarrie. They are teaming up to bring Battlefield from video games to the big screen. Miss Christopher McQuarrie has written the script. He'll be directing it and producing it. Michael B. Jordan, at the moment, is only a producer, but he might be starring in it. And here's where you said, what's his deal? What's going on with him? I want you to elaborate as you told me in our text.
They got him doing all the right wing ass movies. He got to do Battlefield. He might as well play Sam Fisher and Splinter Cell. I mean, I ain't against it. I might see it, but we've seen these movies before. Why, like Battlefield essentially be what Black Hawk Down? It'd be. I've seen these army movies before.
As we were talking about with the Call of Duty movie being announced last week, this type of content, I think, is on the rise given the way society is, who's in charge, who are the people that want to go see what type of movies, etc. So the guys in gear movies are back in. I think that's going to start being the wave again. But as you just
Yeah,
pointed
that's the
out,
recruitment process.
case in point. But you said like he has Rainbow Six, which we discussed a few episodes ago because Chad Stahelski was supposed to be doing Rainbow Six with Michael B. Jordan attached to star in. I don't think that movie will be happening at all because
If you're doing Battlefield, you don't need to do Rainbow Six. Essentially, it's the
not.
same thing. I played these games growing up.
I think that's why he jumped from Rainbow Six to this because the Chad Stahelski thing. It only didn't happen because of the writer actor strike. Chad Stahelski said by the time we were going to start filming, the writers actor strike happened, and then when that ended, he was filming a movie called Sinners, so I couldn't get him available for Rainbow Six. And then Chad Stahelski was like, now I have the time to do Highlander, which he had been attached for I think like 3 years at that point to finally get into gear. And then, as we discussed a couple of times already, because Drew McIntyre's on and off booking is related to the Highlander schedule because Henry Cavill tore his knee like the second day into filming or something like that. So I doubt the Rainbow Six movie will be happening because it's also supposed to be part of the John Krasinski, Jack Ryan universe. That show ended last year or 2 years ago, and they're having an Amazon Prime movie version of it in like 2 or 3 weeks. And it's supposed to be connected to that world, this Rainbow Six movie, because it's what preceded this Rainbow Six announcement was Michael B. Jordan's Without Remorse, which came out in 2021. Solid action movie. I'd recommend it. It's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
That movie was made and funded by Paramount. They sold it to Amazon because they didn't think it was going to do well at the box office, especially post-pandemic box office. So that's where I think that movie's in a tricky spot to get made now. So they're just going to both mutually agree to like, hey, let's not make this movie. Chad Stahelski won't have the time, especially if he goes back to John Wick 5, which keeps getting a lot of talk about will they do John Wick 5? Will they do John Wick 5? Kane just started production, which is the Donnie Yen spinoff. And Keanu Reeves is filming a movie right now with Tim Miller, that movie about the sharks that we talked about called Shiver, where like he's not that maybe he will just be fighting sharks, but regardless, but him and Chad Stahelski were potentially supposed to be doing the comic book Berserker, which Keanu Reeves was kind of the star of that comic book that came out.
You mean the anime?
No, it was legit like a comic book, and they used Keanu Reeves as like, well, I think he was like someone who put the comic book into motion, but like his look was the inspiration for the lead character of this comic book Berserker, which it's a Highlander ripoff, basically, like an immortal warrior who can never die or something like that.
So the anime.
No, it's not an anime.
See,
It's a
you got to
comic book.
send me this because it was an anime back in my day called Berserker.
No, this is something that came out in the last 6 years. Yeah,
Yeah, let me see that when you get a chance. I'm like, that sounds exactly like Berserker.
and
Dark ass anime, but
the Chris McQuarrie part of it is, again, him and Tom Cruise have had this working relationship since 2008, dating back to Valkyrie. Um, Tom Cruise was off filming Digger with Alejandro Inarritu, or Gonzalez
yeah, you got to
Inarritu,
switch that name up.
and it seemed like he was putting certain Chris McQuarrie projects on hold. There's this one called Broadsword, which is a World War II movie about a guy getting from one side of the country to the other, and Chris McQuarrie said it's supposed to be like a silent film-ish in a way, but an action movie, a hardcore action movie. They're supposed to do that movie Deeper with Ana de Armas about this submersible ghost type of movie. And when Tom Cruise kind of announced Top Gun 3 was in the work, Chris McQuarrie, I think, is turning that down. He was one of the credited screenwriters, but I don't think he wants to make Top Gun 3 as the director. Joseph Kosinski won't be able to make Top Gun 3 as the director, even though he made Maverick. He'll be busy with Miami Vice and this UFO movie he's trying to make called The Dish. So that's probably why Chris McQuarrie is trying to find something to occupy his time, given how Tom Cruise will be busy with Top Gun 3 after. And I think this is what we discussed last week, too, is that he's having to play the David Ellison game, being Tom Cruise. He's going to have to go make nice with David Ellison after they kind of had this falling out. Now that David Ellison owns both Paramount and possibly Warner Brothers, he's going to have to do the big films David Ellison wants to then get the funding for the expensive films that him and Chris McQuarrie want to make, like Broadsword, Deeper, etc. So that's why I think Chris McQuarrie's like, what can I do to find something? What can I make in the meantime? Keep myself busy. I don't think this is probably like the highest priority, given a lot of the pockets of the Chris McQuarrie. Does it seem like this would be up his alley? But maybe it is now, and he wants to attach himself to the biggest star at the moment, being Michael B. Jordan. So, but there is no studio attached to this movie. This is out in the open. They're saying like they went to Sony, they went to, I think they might have gone to Universal, and they went to Apple. But they didn't say if they were going to Paramount or Warner Brothers. They said for sure not Netflix because the theatrical release element of it. So that's something to keep an eye on in the future. But I think this has a higher shot of getting made compared to the Rainbow Six.
Yeah, I mean it's better because it's a more recent video game franchise too. It didn't sell a lot, but EA is behind it, so it's an EA property. They'll put some money into it. So more than likely it's going to Sony. I can see Sony because Sony always horny for a deal. They'll take any property at this point to make something.
Especially since their lack of big movies. Like they have Spider-Man, but how long does it take you to make a Spider-Man movie? 3 fucking
Right,
years.
like every 5 years.
Yeah. So that'd be something to keep an eye on. And then before we get to the 15 minutes of wrestling to wrap up the show, this week it was announced Drake's new album, the long anticipated Iceman, will be releasing in a few weeks, May 15th to be exact, after his publicity stunt with the blocks of ice in Toronto. And I was much like Dot. I was starting to believe that this album wasn't going to come, just because he had hyped it for those few weeks last year, and then it was dead quiet. And Drake being Drake, he has to do the thing of like, I'm going to give you a big comedic rollout. He's on IG posting quotes like Drake does. Now he's got this online magazine, where people are looking at images that are inspiration for the album. But at the same time, it's like, you should have done this last year. It took too long.
That song was still on the radio.
But my issue, and we'll talk about this more in depth when we get to actually hear the album and review it. You did too much hiding. You
would as well.
Well, one, I would handle things a lot differently if I was him.
How would you handle that?
I would have owned the loss. You beat me. All right, you won. Again, you have to admit he won. you have to be the bigger man and be like, hey, you whoop my ass, it's over. And then don't start a lawsuit. Like,
Yeah.
don't be a pussy. Is like that. There are things that's something like if I was in his camp, I would have been like, hey, just take the L. Don't start because all you're gonna see online is people being like, wow, this guy's a pussy. Wow, this guy's a loser. And then those same people are gonna come around just like they did. Like this out, I hear this album's supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah.
I've always liked Drake's music. Like they weren't shitting on him at the same time. And we know who these people are because that's their whole thing is to like bring down Drake just to raise him up again. And I understand what you're saying, like wait for it to fully die down, but that shit was never gonna die down. That lives in the lexicon now.
Yeah.
So it is what it is on that aspect. But I'm just curious to know if he still has it because you like some sexy songs for you. It's fine to me. I mean, it's not what he needed to do after that. He didn't need to
You
go
know what
straight to
made me
the
like it? It's the one song with Yaba. I think that's how you say her name. That
yeah,
song would
bro.
have been a hit. Had all this not happened, that song is a hit. That's something you could play at Target, Abercrombie and Finch. Like that's a real
Well,
like
I
mall
think
music song.
I think it wasn't a hit in general because no one wanted to listen to the P&D album with Drake 8 years later. Like this is something that should have been done already. And for him to do it as like his break glass in case of emergency because he got bodied worse than anyone had ever gotten bodied is why no one really wanted to get behind it. Like I said, will it age better? Who knows? Some
No,
Drake stuff does, some Drake stuff doesn't. But to do that as his follow up to an ass whooping at the hands of Kendrick Lamar was not the right move.
yeah, you could have just stayed quiet, or you could have just did something else. I don't know. Stay quiet though. It's like that's the thing. It's just in the past couple years, it's more quantity than quality, and it's like we
Appreciate
don't
that.
need that much music, dog. You gave us a lot of music that I'll be listening to the rest of my life. But all these like the dogs, I didn't like that album that much, except for when they did the
That was another
DLC.
that was the case in point. I mean, For All the Dogs, I thought was a very weak album, especially
Yeah.
compared to what came before it being Her Loss and Honestly Nevermind. I know those are
Honestly,
two.
never mind. I don't like that.
I like that. That was one that it took a few weeks for it to actually grow on me, but I like Honestly Nevermind.
Again, I'm a house music mark. I can find other artists that do house music, actual house music people. So that's why I don't deal with it. Or I can listen to Case Renata. Her Loss, I don't even like 21 Savage, but I like that album.
Yo, that's something like out of the collab albums he had, like that blows away sexy songs for you, like some sexy
Yeah.
songs for you. It's
Hours in
yeah,
Silence is one of the greatest songs ever made.
it's but it's also and here's my thing: the Drake anticipated album always kind of feels like a letdown at first. Let's not forget everyone was like, Views isn't that good when Views first came out because
He was
he
my
had
favorite
kept.
album by him.
But don't forget, like he had
That
hyped
shit
Views
should be
up.
10 years old, right? At this point?
Yep, in what next week?
Yeah. I was like, that's close.
Oh no, this week I think. But don't forget he kept hyping Views up for 2.5 years. It was he announced Views right after Nothing Was the Same, but then he kept hyping up during the whole Meek Mill beef. Took a break from Views. Now it's back to that. But in the middle of that, he dropped If You're Reading This, It's Too Late, which was fucking phenomenal. And it's like, aren't you supposed to be working on this big ass album? And then he dropped Views, and everyone was kind of like, okay, this is it. But
Great
after
album, but that was like the start of me saying, okay, this is the fake tough guy. Why are you talking like this on this album? And you didn't even write the
which
lyrics.
song in particular are you talking about?
Yes. 10
No, I want
bands,
to know.
100 bands, on it, man.
You didn't like
All
10
these.
minutes?
No, I like the
That was
album,
wait.
but
That's
it
if
was
you're
the
reading this.
fake
It's too
tough
late.
guy album.
That's if you're reading this. It's too late. Is 10 bands.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said that. That's what I was talking about. If you
Yeah, you
read
didn't
this
like
too
that.
late, I like the album. I think it's a great album,
You
but
didn't
he was trying
like
to sound like
Six
a
Man.
mafia don. You need to act your age and not your girl's age. That's not even a bar, but I get it.
So you're gonna talk shit
Me
about Energy.
hold on, man. Maybe you don't be hearing me correctly. Maybe I
So you
speak
don't.
fluid
That's the tough thing. So
South Californian. I
You know,
said I like the album. I think it's great. He just
but
sound like
that's
a
the
fake tough guy.
who are you to
10
call someone a
bands.
fake tough guy? How are you to call someone?
I'm not even a tough guy. I
This
got
man
hands,
threw glass bottles at Chris Brown. What do you mean he's a fake tough guy?
but that's what I'm saying. That was the Mafia Don era where he was just moving around like he was untouchable. And again, what happened to Robert De Niro's character, Al Capone, untouchable? Okay. So
Well,
that's
Al
what I'm
Capone was
saying.
a fat fuck. Okay, that's a whole different thing. So
When he got clipped from that razor blade, it's
again,
okay.
here's
It's
where we
okay.
go: legend, energy, 10 bands, know yourself, no telling, Madonna,
Great album.
Six God, Star 6 7, kind of, but preach. Here's where it gets weak
How
for
that
me.
hook
Where
go? I forgot how the hook go.
which one? Preach,
Yeah.
preach, preach. Like
What
that's
else?
all.
What's the bridge?
You want to do something? You want to start some shit right now? You
You
want
want
to
to be
go?
starting something?
Wednesday night interlude used to 6 man now and forever company you and the six jungle 6 p.m. in New York. But that they
That was
opening
his Jay
seven,
Z song. That
that
you and the
opening
six.
seven is like knockout.
Yeah, again. I
And you
said
don't
the
like
album
fake
is
tough.
great.
That's see this, and this is why he gets me like, why do you like Drake? You're much more in common with Kendrick Lamar because I want to be this. I want to be the fake tough guy. I want to be no telling. I want to
No,
be that. What do you mean?
hey, I won't give you a lineage. You way tougher than him, but it's the point of
I
he
don't
was
want to
talking
be
reckless.
even that's the guy I like Kendrick Lamar songs, but I don't want to be the guy that's fighting the demons in the
I
song. That's not the point of the
definitely don't
song.
want to be. I love K Dot. Him and Drake are my top 10, but I definitely don't want to listen. I definitely don't want to be K Dot. And I don't listen to K Dot like that because the shit is depressing.
Hey,
Even
I'm just
G and X
saying.
depressing.
I'm just saying the fake tough guy music I enjoy. I know it's cool. Again, that's another thing. It's cool to say like, stop being fake tough. I like you with the melody. Like, all right, we know it's better when he goes the. But like, even people clown on him for that. So like, he can't win because then you'll ask him to do a full fucking R&B album, and then it's like, man, give us some tough guy bars, man.
No,
And
I'm
then
not
we,
mad at it. It was just fake tough guy. That's all I'm saying. But then again, it's rappers
it's
I
rap.
grew
Who
up
isn't
with.
a fake tough guy?
That's what I was about to say. But it's a lot of
There's
rappers
no
I
tough
grew
guys
up.
in rap. You want?
And that's
I almost dropped a
99% of them.
name right now to say like you
Dude,
want everyone to be
no,
SRS
that's
or rap. What do you
99%
mean?
of them. That's 99% of them, but they played it well. They acted out well. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it just
Look at the real tough guy rap. Who should I see? Look where he's at. Right back
that's what
in.
I'm saying. You
Same shit.
can't
That's
be you can't be a tough guy and a good rapper. It don't go together. You got to be one or the other. History has shown that forever. I love Pop. Fake tough guy. Love Pop. Oh shit. I mean, if I start with a name, it got to go from like 1991. Shit, Ice Cube. I just talked about Cube. One of my favorites in my top 10. Fake tough guy. Whether it's a rebellion to a year, but a lot of times it's like, I don't know if you was really you living your raps like this, which I don't want you to, because it's fictional characters.
yeah, yeah.
Fictional characters. It's all entertainment. Let me give you an example of somebody that's not a fake tough guy. Ice T, legit tough guy. But
But
and his lyrics reflected that, but he couldn't rap.
well, I'd say, but then he also realized like it's time for me to get away from this. He didn't try to go back to rap to be fake tough guy again.
Yeah, he made one of the smartest moves in entertainment history. Why don't I go play a cop? I can make a lot of money doing
Yeah.
that. And it worked out fucking well. Ice T, very tough guy. I ain't gonna elaborate
LL Cool
more.
J.
Tough guy, but he doesn't make tough music
He doesn't make
at
anything except
times.
NCIS.
No, but the most versatile rapper in history. When he coined this term, I wish he would have coined this shit years ago. I wish he would have actually like stamped it. Because gold is used to this day every day. But when he called himself the greatest of all time, I've been telling people lately, he got an argument for it. He could rap like a motherfucker. He got what I say. What's the qualifications? He could draw kids. Well, not kids now, but back in the day, kids, women,
You
them
hear kids
people.
say, pull on that LL Cool J.
Back in the day, yeah. But that's what
I
I'm
know I'm
saying.
saying, but now I'm saying.
You know who he is? He Roman Reigns. he can do everything. Y'all just don't like that this person is doing it.
Well, yeah, that was the whole thing of like this guy had to show up on the scene, extra good looking, which is like, come on, man, like what are you doing here, pretty boy? But then you actually had the talent to do it. But like you said, what made it worse for him is that like it was the women that were like doing all the oh my god, he's so like
Yeah. And L had that, and then he could rap, and
had
then
he still
no,
does. What do you
still
mean?
he still do. Yeah, I worked around him a couple times, and I seen women act a fool. So yeah,
You
that's
bit your
sweetie. What
lips.
sweetie collab? Hey, bro, I got a sweetie collab right now. What's she trying to do? I can sing like a motherfucker. Oh look, shit! Give me 5 minutes. I'll be singing to her.
Yeah, but I mean, it's only a few weeks away, thankfully, instead of like 2 months away. But like I said, it just took too long. It took too long to give us.
No,
We
it's
need.
perfect time. Ain't nobody else putting out. Well,
I mean, it's
I,
better. I mean, yeah, because the J Cole album came and went. The Kanye West album came and
who
went.
put out an album?
Yeah, exactly.
I forgot about that J Cole album. I'm so serious. When was that? What month was that? This year been flying
That
by.
was March,
It's been
wasn't it?
asked, but it's been flying by.
I think it was March.
Yeah, that's
Either
why.
way, but
But no. Oh yeah, I forgot that's the song with LL Sweetie, that freaky ass song. And the video made it even more freaky.
was he getting freaky with her?
No, that would have been me. But no, he was just it's a different video. I just say that.
Okay,
I'm like, you were a grandfather.
that don't mean nothing. What do you mean?
Yeah, clearly. I said slick Rick, slick LL.
But
You speed longest ride,
there's not too
longest
much to talk
rest.
about it now, but that's what led up to this is the main thing. Because in my opinion, he's not just on a cold streak because of the beef, but for all the dogs, some sexy songs for you. Even though I enjoyed her loss, and honestly, never mind. But if we take it back to CLB, that was again another one he had huge anticipation for when it came out. As I said on Sheep Show with Graham and them, I'm like, this album feels like something that got reworked because of the issues at the time. Meaning, there were a lot of songs that seemed like they were reconfigured because of his beef with Kanye West, which is why he had people like Jay Z, Kid Cudi, Travis Scott on the album to much more throw it at this guy who he was beefing with at the time's face compared to the actual songs we thought we were going to get. I mean, I still enjoy like 60% of it, but at
Hey,
the
I
same
still love
time,
CLB. Except for like
and
three
the cover
songs.
was bad, and it's still bad.
No, it
That's what I
worked
mean.
out because people start using it like they using it now. He's good at marketing.
Well, that's they use it. That was the point of the Kendrick be like, you guys are shit on this guy who the next trend he does is just going to be the thing y'all copy, and it proved right away because he dropped these Iceman quotes, and people were already ripping those off. It's like,
Yeah, the
bro,
Charger.
yeah, the Niners did it too. Like what he does sets the trend, which is why it's like that's why the Ebro thing is so stupid. Like you were
Man, look
shitting
who
on
you
this.
quote though.
Well, that's my point. Like you were shitting this guy who was gonna dominate your fucking job for the next 3 months. So why you again imagine being an enemy to your fucking lifeline? You know what I mean? Like, this
Right,
is how
because
you
nobody
work.
want to work with that fucking prick. He can't draw money on his own.
Exactly. But um, we're gonna wrap up with the 15 minutes of wrestling talk. Do you want to start Jacob Fatu Roman Reigns, or do you want to start the releases?
Go ahead, because I'm getting ready to. I'm in editing mode, so I'm like piecing everything
Okay.
together as we speak. People, again, when you do a podcast, start thinking of editing. It's the same thing when you filming a movie.
I thought I just had it pulled up. So there were some wrestlers that were released, which again people forget. Post WrestleMania, the last couple of years, there's releases. They always kind of do springtime releases. With WrestleMania being pushed back to late April, the way it's been, it kind of snuck up on people in a way of like, damn, you just had your biggest event and now people are out of a job. It's like, well, when WrestleMania took place in the first weekend of April, that's what made it seem like there was more distance because that's why they would bring people up from NXT and then release people who hadn't done shit. And those people who hadn't done shit were the Motor City Machine Guns, which, as you and I have been talking about,
That's minimum.
were just there to get a WWE run, put that notch
That's
on their
it.
belt, leave. They don't care that they won't be able to work there anymore. Alex Shelley plugged like he had a band performance that
Bro,
night. Or anyway,
he
like
he's talked about healthcare.
But also, it's like these guys, and I'm not saying that are over 40. Their best years are far behind. This was like,
Yeah.
hey, give these guys the mainstream run they deserve after being the heart and soul of tag team wrestling for almost 20 years. Like,
Yeah. And we
that's what
got
they got.
a best minimum deal. Out, we here for a year. We're gonna get this chili. I'm gonna fuck with you. Now, if they I'm gonna talk about when we get to the end of releases who can go to because AEW full, but I can tell you who can go over there and who
Here's
can't.
how crazy things are. When you type in the releases for April 2026, USA Today has an article, Men's Journal has an article, Yahoo Sports, CBS Sports. Again, everyone, when you're wondering why the matches are short at WrestleMania, why there are so many fucking ads, because this is what they want it to be. They want all these outlets covering WWE instead of just the regular generic wrestling sites to cover the releases like that. But right now, so like I said, the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin. Let's start off with let me get in my bag for a second. So they released Aleister Black and Zelina Vega.
Uh-oh.
And I am never, ever, ever gonna carry Sean Ross Sapp's water.
He gonna make
But
you.
but for Zelina Vega to get on Twitch and be like, fuck Sean Ross Sapp, not even allowing me to break
That's
the
how
news
she
myself.
sound.
Yeah, because she's a dumb cunt. So for getting mad at him for doing his job, like I told you, the way Shams does it, the way Adam Schefter does it. No one gets mad at Adam Schefter or at Shams for doing their job when that's why we follow them, to get the fucking news. That's why ESPN employs them to break the fucking news. How is Sean Ross Sapp going to get this news? Well, maybe the fucking people at TKO told him so he can break the fucking news and do his fucking job. All right? How else is he going to find out people get released, huh? Does he make this shit up himself? So you going on Twitch like you do every fucking day because you don't spend enough time in the ring to improve your fucking craft. Otherwise, you want to suck after 15 years and get sympathy runs because of your story, your life story of like, let's get a main event in Puerto Rico. Why? Well, we know why, but we just don't want to say. Over and
Let's
over
get
and
her
over.
around because she really likes Aaliyah music. All right.
All you are is a sympathy case. That's all you fuck are. You can't wrestle. You can't do. You're not a good manager anymore because fuck, your husband got fucking shit canned because you're not a good manager anymore. This was a Triple H guy, and Aleister Black. He ran his AEW career into the fucking gutter to come back and work for him and work with his wife. And then Triple H is like, this gimmick with you and your wife, this kind of sucks. I'm sorry, pal. You gotta go. And Aleister
All
Black
you
was
do
probably
is
like,
stand in the shadows, and she don't even talk unless it's on Twitch.
and when she talks, she does, Randy, like
You call her AJ Lee? Just 10?
yes, yeah.
Oh, she
Again,
from
that's
that island of Puerto Rico.
why do you think I
Okay.
didn't want to watch any AJ Lee promos or matches in her comeback aside from her being?
Dog, let me tell you something. I wasn't watching AJ Lee promos and matches in '09. What makes you think I'm watching 2026?
But
I told you she one of the people that just like she reading the teleprompter in her brain. I'm Ron Burgundy.
ridiculous. So again, and all y'all being like, "Fuck Sean Ross."
Hey,
He's
also
good.
Sean Ross going. Hey, he got them belts too. Well, he's judo too.
I'm just
Run if
saying,
you want, Aleister
all
Black.
y'all being like, "Fuck him." What are losers? Like y'all are the losers because y'all get mad at him for doing his job when you're the fucking. Again, I hate Randy Orton. I want to thank him for Mark Ass Nerd because that's gonna be my bread and butter all fucking year with these losers. The comments that you read of the
Year, the
people.
rest of our lives.
True, but I mean the
I
comments
see
you
motherfuckers in the
read.
comment section saying the Wyatt Sicks deserve better.
That's it again.
What?
You mean the faction that is legit profiting off a dead man deserved better? Because what were their
That they
other
don't even
storylines?
mention anymore.
What other storylines did they have? They've been fighting fucking Solo Sokoa for 7 years. What other storylines are they gonna do, huh?
Legit, he ain't even got the hammer no more. Pause. Being Bo Dallas.
Like, all right, you feel bad for Nikki Cross. Well, Nikki Cross, his career's been in the tank since 2020. Why are you gonna feel bad for her? You're gonna feel bad for
Not
Joe Gacy?
2021 when she stopped being a superhero.
That shit sucked. Why not? No. That shit was terrible. Nikki Ash, you want to root for Ash? Nikki
I
Ash.
didn't. She made some bread, but that's about it.
Joe Gacy, he's
Who was
knockoff.
that?
The short fat guy. Again, he's fake ass Kevin Owens. You ain't gonna know.
Oh
Skip.
yeah.
Eric Rowan, you were never good. Skip Dex Loomis is the only one who had potential, and they killed his character when he just should have stuck being the silent serial killer.
Oh, you talking about Duval Loomis? Yeah.
Yeah, he's the only one who should have still had a job, but they ruined him by making him grow Rob Zombie locks. Like, what are we doing? Like,
yeah, he got that done at Amp Shop.
And Bo Dallas should have never had a job after 2015. He is sucked in the ring. He's sucked on the mic. He has the body of a fucking like melted candle. It's just like,
oh, I'm about to say a GameStop employee.
Like all these guys again.
Hey, bro, the last time I cared about Bo Dallas, he was holding the title belt.
Fuck a filter. People don't deserve filters. Nah, you get the honesty truth over here. You listen to Banks vs. Davis, you get the fucking truth. I ain't gonna fucking carry water for some company.
Yeah, Davion, hey, we don't do like these other podcasts. No disrespect to them.
Ass.
Oh, I ain't trying to get no job with WWE.
Oh, I feel so bad. They deserve better. Fuck them. If they would deserve better, they would have been on TV still. You think these people weren't on TV the Friday of the release. Why do you think that was? Hey, don't show up to work this week. Something might be going on. Like,
and y'all got to think this is nicer compared to when Johnny Ace was in office. Hey kid, we gotta let you go.
Yeah, and they used to call people fuck TKO because the releases came from TKO. Let me tell you something. All right.
Let me tell you something.
let me tell you something. All right.
Yeah, we gotta start a segment saying, "Let me tell you something."
Let me tell you something. TKO, aka WME, bought the WWE, not vice versa. So Ari Emanuel and them own the company. So they run the company. What they did was they merged the asset in the UFC that they bought prior to buying WWE with WWE to create TKO. I'm doing the Jacob Fatu. So what they did was so Ari Emanuel, Mark Shapiro, they run the shit. Why was Pat McAfee involved? Because the guy in charge of the fucking company said, I want Pat McAfee involved.
Yeah.
So he says these people need to get fired. They got fired. So don't do that. See, it's not the same company anymore. No shit, it's not the same company anymore. They spent fucking $6 billion to buy the fucking company. Like,
also these people barely be on TV. Like Kyrie saying, okay, cool. What if it was her decision?
All right, and again, they released, just like Aleister Black, they released her before and they brought her back. Again, Triple H did is, I'm going to be a good guy. I'm going to hire the people that should have been fired. My chosen ones. And then he books his chosen ones like they're shit. Like, what was Aleister Black doing? Aleister Black went on Twitch to be like, this was a good year for me. I had a lot of good main events. I had a lot of good runs on SmackDown.
That's your best Swedish accent.
He's Dutch.
Same thing to me, you crazy Dutch bastard.
I'm like, how are you lying yourself? You had 3 main events on SmackDown and you're acting like that's the fucking greatest thing in the world? Like, you're lying to yourself, bruh. Like,
what did I tell you yesterday? He could have ran it up with the House of Blacks. You could have just been over there, and guess what? If that don't work out, do something else. Maybe you and Brody Lee become a tag team. If that don't work out, go do something else.
He's doing better than you. He don't need you anymore. He's fucking Brody King. Like, Brody King don't need you.
I said Brody Lee here, Brody King.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I was trying to help you a little bit by playing it off. But like, Brody King doesn't need Aleister Black. You need him. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, he can go. He could have teamed with Brody Jr. He over there doing shit, man.
And then they released Santos Escobar, who they sent to Mexico, the place he didn't want to fucking be in the first place, because he came to work for you, and you told his ass to go back to beyond the border. And he shows up looking like, I don't want to fucking be here. No wonder you release him, because he's like, I left shitholes like this in Tijuana to come work for you in the big time, and this is how you treat me. So they released Santos Escobar.
And LWO been dead for 2 years. Why you think
when Santos Escobar came up, everyone's like, we don't need Andrade. We got one who can speak English now. I'm like, he's not even a better wrestler than Andrade. Like, what do you
He's not. He can go, but he can't go like
he's
Andrade.
Not better than Andrade in any aspect.
No, he can go, but he ain't better than Andrade.
No, he's not. He can barely go. He wrestles the cruiserweight style, but as like the guy who shouldn't be a cruiserweight. His style was boring to me. Always boring.
Also, he ain't doing like Andrade. Andrade kissing the girls and making them cry. He needs to stop doing that.
They released.
No, you saying he mid because where he at? See, let me do my Dick Gregory impersonation. See, the problem is you keep talking with your shit. You don't know because you wasn't saying that when he was in NXT running it up, huh? Okay.
or
When
he
he's
came back to WWE after being released by
okay.
AEW. Yeah.
All right.
Again, like
All right.
Andrade is
Okay.
not mid. He's far from mid. Go watch some Andrade match, especially these matches since coming back to AEW. He's on one right now.
Yeah, he
Him,
doing well.
him and
Y'all just be
Bandito,
talking shit. Huh?
him and Kenny Omega,
Okay.
even him
All
and Amp's favorite wrestler, Jaguars advocate Swerve Strickland had a good match.
right. And look, and I ain't even getting no check from NXT or AEW, I should say. But come on, man, we gotta stop this shit. That was 2020 when everybody's running these jokes up. We gotta cut the shit. Angel Garza should be gone too. If anybody say anything, man, Angel Garza, man, did it, man.
If he's
We saw Angel
hey,
Garza last week against Powerhouse Hobbs, because that's still your name, and
not
he
just
ain't
that.
do
What again?
shit.
Bring it back to what did Jay Z say? Hey, what did Jay Z? You made a what?
Man,
You made a what?
I made a hot song.
That's what Andrade doing. Andrade doing the ripping off his pants, kissing the women. Angel Garza can't do that. Why? Because he ain't that guy, pal. You ain't
And he
that
barely
guy.
be on TV.
No, just because he ain't that guy. Andrade is leaps and bounds better than all the Andrade ripoffs they've tried to put on the main roster since he was released the first time.
And let me tell y'all something. Whoever here for y'all man's triple bypass, aka Triple H, let me tell you something. He was hating on Andrade too. Because Andrade could have at least been mid card.
And when Andrade debuted, I was like, what's up with this fucking hat with the feather and the fucking
He was Zorro.
And the straps over the pants? I'm like, what is this? Get location. What is like? And then when he became again, what he used to be, the Sombra with the mask and the robe, I'm like, yeah, that's the shit we need, not this fake ass shit you were doing before when he was and they showed him in the club.
He was lower mid. Man, I'm about to start looking at the comments, Ron. You about to piss me off as usual. He was lower mid card.
They only booked him lower mid card because they're like, you don't speak English. And it's like, have you? Oh, I'm sorry. Have you heard a lot of these guys' promos that speak English? They can't talk either. You heard a Braun Breaker promo? He don't know English. You heard a Logan Paul promo? He don't know English.
Braun Breaker speak fluid Neanderthal. Because again, he is one. How the fuck you get cracked open in the side of your head from doing a spear? Because you always going 1,000 miles per hour. Motherfucker built like Tasmanian devil. He is one. He probably got another concussion too.
They also released one Apollo Crews. And I got to say this. The way we look at Obafemi now, I looked at Apollo Crews that way in 2015. I thought this guy
said that.
I thought this guy, I'm like, this guy's going to be the one. Look at this he's fucking super, super diesel. He's just like insane. He can flip. He can pick people up. I'm like, this guy's going to be the chosen one, plain and simple. Great name, Apollo Crews. I'm like, this is going to be the guy. And he was not.
And then with him, when he was with General Aziz, that shit was fire in 2021.
That was not.
Yes, it was.
It was you. So you for racism. You for racism is what you're telling me.
Wait a minute. He is. I think he American, but he was using a Nigerian accent, right?
He was using an accent he wasn't speaking with. When he debuted, they said, put on an accent. You for racism is what you're telling me.
That's his accent. Dude, that's his lineage. He's Nigerian.
You want me to start putting on some accent? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Banks. I'm so sorry. You was telling me not to do that. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to talk better now. And yeah, you want me to start talking like that?
No. When he started using the accent, I would get why you would say that, but that's his lineage.
He was like born in America, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he's Nigerian. What you want?
That doesn't mean he was born in Georgia. He should have been talking like fucking Gunna a little bit.
If that's your lineage, why would I not be able to use the accent? And it wasn't that bad. He wasn't clowning.
No,
he
that was again, Coming to America had just come out, and racist ass Vince McMahon was like, put on the turban. He said, put on that accent. You put on that accent and you start talking.
Now Vinnie Mac racist. Now you got me defending Vinnie Mac.
Oh, you want to tell me Vince McMahon wasn't right? Now I know you want to go home. Now I know you want to hit the go because you want to say Vince McMahon's not racist. Okay. Go ask Jimmy Snuka. Well, you can't. He's dead.
Yeah, but look who you naming. You naming the Samoans and you
go
naming
ask Juventud Guerrera. Riding the lawnmower.
What did I just say? I say two different lineages.
Hey. I see you people drive the lawnmowers outside my house. That's what you should be. Again,
it ain't got nothing to do with me, so I ain't upset.
Okay.
Ain't got nothing to do with me, so I ain't upset.
Exactly. Was Vince, you out of your But no, that shit was terrible. Because then he dropped it like 6 months later.
I know, but the problem is they want to see if he could do anything else, and he couldn't.
He couldn't. He had been on the main roster for 4 years at that point. You knew he couldn't do shit.
That's what I'm saying. He just don't.
That's what I mean. Like his gimmick just was like, "Look at my body, it's insane, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." Then they send him to NXT, and everyone's saying he's the fake ass equalizer in NXT, and I'm like,
fake ass equalizer's hilarious.
Yeah, because he showed up with a leather jacket and was like trying to solve disputes in public places, and I'm like.
All the while having a big ass smile, even when he was supposed to be healed.
Well, he's got a nice set of teeth. I'd do the same thing if I.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to fucking smile if you're the heel. He's smiling all the time with big ass prison.
Well, that's why he never should have been a heel. Look at he's built like Superman. What do you mean?
But the thing is, he thought he could play Bobby Lashley when you ain't Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley's not even good. For a character, is Bobby Lashley good? How many?
Oh, okay. I thought you was talking about totality.
How many great Bobby Lashley promos have you heard in your lifetime?
No, I thought you was talking about totality. I was about to turn this shit off.
And that's being generous.
I thought you was about to say in totality as a worker. I was going to turn this motherfucker
Bobby Lashley's fine, but as a character, his characters suck.
Yeah, no, because there is no character. It just, hey, I'm swole. I got nice teeth. What did he do
with that Xavier Woods? That little twerp. I'm like, what? You're Bobby Lashley. What do you mean?
Bruh, but the thing is, it's the same thing with Apollo. They just too nice. That's what everybody said about Bobby Lashley. He's just too nice. Now, I don't want him to be out there. I'm strong. I kill people. You know what I mean? Because that's your man's for Palo Alto. He's trying to do that. That ain't going to work for him.
Well, no, what they're doing with him is, like I said, they got him moving.
Make a wish.
No, they got him moving like fake-ass Luke Cage. What's he going to hit that fucking dab next and do like he's a hero for hire. Like, I'm cleaning up the streets and cleaning up the gutter. I'm like, have a match. You're a wrestler. Have a match. Like,
no, they found out his age, so he ain't gonna have no match. They're gonna make him like a Make-A-Wish kid, and he gonna get released next year. I ain't wishing on him, you know.
All right, and then a few other people were released in NXT and all that, but I asked
who in NXT.
Adrian, Andre Chase, which he never should have had a job in the first place. Because exactly.
I'll be serious. I don't be knowing these names, bro.
Dante Chen.
Who?
Exactly. Again, that's why I was skipping over it, you asshole, because I knew you were gonna name these. I don't want to hear who for 6 minutes. Who?
The New Day. They released the girl that was in LFG.
The gold medalist. They released her, and I'm like, well.
Second gold medalist to get released in the past couple years.
Well, let's not forget. That was when they were trying to do what they are now, like about the NIL shit. They were trying to get a step into these. No one thought either of them was going to be the next Kurt Angle. You know why? Because they're not Kurt Angle. You can't be Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle was born this way.
Yeah.
Again, he says it all the time for a reason. He won a gold medal for a broken fucking neck. You can't repeat that. Of course, he was going to be the greatest transitional wrestler of all time because no one had that drive like he did.
Yeah.
So no offense to her, obviously it didn't take. And Gable Steveson is an asshole, so that's why it didn't take. And
he going crazy in MMA though.
Until Steve fights someone for real, and then is gonna get knocked out. Like you beating up fucking bartenders, congrats. Go fight a guy who's experienced for 15 years and see what happens. Because in 3 fights he'll get cooked. I guarantee it. But at that point,
damn, that's how y'all feel about the Queen. Brick had more charisma than her.
I wasn't watching that show because I'm not going to watch a show dedicated to Bully Ray being like, "Let me tell you why you should be a good wrestler." And I'm like, "Well, it took you 20 years to get good at being a character. So what are you going to teach me, Bully Ray?"
Let me ask you something.
How to go from stuttering to what you are now, which is I'm from Long Island, and you're like
Queens, sir.
Well, either way, New York trash to me. It's all New York trash to me. That's all I care about. But
let me ask you something. So it's funny. I've heard her name be mentioned a lot. Now, those that want her fired, fuck you.
Okay, we're not going to talk about Nikita Lyons. All right.
I can't every day, but listen.
No. She serves a purpose, all right? And what's that purpose? You look good. What do you mean? That's the purpose, all right?
Yeah.
Chelsea Green has a job. Why is that the case? Chelsea Green's been injured 6 times over the years. How the hell is she still working there?
Who?
Chelsea Green. How's she still working there when she gets injured every fucking week?
Because what did I say yesterday? It's entertainment. It's no
No,
longer
it's not.
sports.
She's not entertaining. Oh,
To
congratulations. Congratulations. You play wacky characters like it's a fucking 2000s gross out comedy. They let you rock out will come on your face that they let you. Congrats. You're a dummy. All right.
I was about to go way left with that. Anyhow, so Dan Houser, right? How you said they got white coonery? They need a female white coonery.
Hang on a second. So I asked you this straight up. I said, why does The Miz still have a job? If they're releasing people, why isn't he released? And you wanted to defend The Miz. Here's how we're going to close the show. Defend him right here, right now. Defend The Miz in 2026, who can't wrestle like he did 10 years ago, who can't talk like he did 20 years ago. Defend The Miz.
So you want to talk about that instead of my theory about Randy Orton being done? Okay, cool. So
no, because we all know. You know how we know he's done?
and he didn't show up.
Here's what the main event was.
It was that. No joking. Y'all can go back. I know y'all don't watch wrestling. Y'all just talk shit and watch clips. No disrespect to the chat somewhat, but except for Rome. But listen.
Thank you. Out with the old.
Well, you mentioned Ethan Page, man.
No, I'm saying, even though Ethan Page is 75 years old, but still, out with the old,
75
in
years
with
old.
the new.
Thank you, Rome. Look what Rome said.
Ambassador. You think I give Titus O'Neil as an ambassador? You think I give two shits about an ambassador? That's not the job. That's not the job to go out and say, come to our show. No, your job is to go out there and wrestle.
Say it, Ron. There you go. Represent for Ohio.
We do not need ambassadors. Fuck ambassadors.
And then look what Ron said. Ohio.
What are you gonna be an ambassador for? Our biggest event of the year was an hour and 10 minutes of wrestling and 2.5 hours of commercials. That's what we're gonna be promoting.
Yeah, he just look. He got that big ass house.
People over.
Because
he's again.
I'm the time, man. Kid Wilson. He get my guy over.
Your guy. Oh, I see this one, and this is why you should never take Banks seriously. He's on the Kit Wilson hype train, just like he was the Jey Uso hype train. To then be like, Jey Uso, okay, have a good match. And I'm like, oh, you want? You
know why I said that. I still like Jey, but you know why I had to hate.
No, get the Miz out of here. He's cooked. He's let himself go. He's not even in shape anymore. You got a hot wife. You got a good house. Go get your host of American Gladiators on Amazon Prime. Go live a different life.
Wait, that's what he doing?
Yeah, and you know who's on that show? Fucking Wardlow and Rick Boogs. Like that's your
job. Get the
job.
fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is Wardlow on there instead of the ring?
You know damn well, because he doesn't want to do jobs.
You ain't been in. I ain't seen you. I gotta talk like
Chris Mad Dog Russo. I gotta start. He doesn't want to do a job. What do you mean? It's like
I ain't seen you in AEW in 2 years. Yeah. No, you ain't wrestling
on TV because he doesn't want to lose a match, Banks. He doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to put people over.
Yeah, I ain't seen Wardlow in like a year and a half, 2 years.
And then he started doing. I saw on Instagram he started getting very heavy into the today's proverb is this, and I'm like, oh yeah.
Wait, what you mean? You mean the toe ring, or you mean Elias?
No, into the religious bag. He started going, yeah.
Oh, he Christian now.
I don't know if he was before, just up the level, but yeah.
I mean, you can still, that don't stop you from going to work.
But no.
You can still go to work and wrestle in the name of Jesus.
Promote the biggest wrestling company in the world is not a hard fucking job, Rome. Fucking anyone. They have literally anyone who can do that.
Hey, bro,
you acting like that's impossible to promote the biggest wrestling company of the last 50 fucking years. Anyone can go out and do that.
Elias stole money after 2020. Elias stole money the day he decided to get into pro wrestling. If y'all could name me y'all favorite Elias promo and match, I swear I'll send you something.
Crazy. He's an ambassador. What? He's an ass ambassador is what because he's ass is what he is.
Now you're being disrespectful, but I get it.
Go home to your hot wife, your beautiful house. Go golfing. Go be the host of MTV's The Challenge.
You know that's what he's basically doing right now, right?
But I'm saying stay off WWE. I'm just saying stay off WWE forever. We don't need you. You're done. It's over.
No, you know what it is?
It's over.
I got a theory. So they probably like, either you gonna go to the crib or you gonna do these promos with Dan Housen. I swear that's what's going
Again,
on.
if you're, that's how you know. And she would talk about his big balls. That's how he has no balls. If your desire to keep having a job is working with Danhausen, get out the fucking business. I'd boo myself at that point. If you want me to work with Danhausen for a full fucking month, I'm out of there.
Dude, that seemed like that's fun. I'll do that shit.
Fun.
And I'm not even like a Dan Housen guy.
Are you mental? When did this come up all of a sudden?
That shit seemed fun. I'm not even a Dan Housen guy, but that shit the other day when he went to his crib was funny.
Hey, what a beautiful house you have.
He said, "Oh, this is a pool." And what did he say? He said, "Look at the pool here."
You are cursed. Oh, the next they could get it. I took a funny voice.
Then he got on a little girl bite. That's some funny shit. That was funny.
Y'all,
and then he made John Cena laugh.
This is why again, y'all are just as dumb as Erica Kirk and them. Y'all look at the shit y'all be finding entertaining. Y'all some Cash Patels, y'all some fucking JD.
Hey man, I like white coonery.
Y'all got no brain cells in your head finding the shit entertaining.
We grew up on Beavis and Butthead. That's Beavis and Butthead. He is white coonery.
No, because they did that better.
Look, again, you got he's tap dancing essentially.
I said that, and y'all got on me for it.
No, I didn't. I agree with you. You got to have.
I'm saying because I'm like, he's literally taking the job of the man who is doing the tap dancing and fucking R-Truth, and y'all got mad at what Andreas Huff for pointing out the truth. Was he wrong to say that's what R-Truth it does?
Boy, this out the mud.
Exactly. Tell me R-Truth doesn't do that. Tell
Ramon Sessions 84.
Tell me R-Truth's gimmick literally wasn't like,
I ain't here.
I'm using the ladder in a Royal Rumble. Get it?
Let me tell you something. If R-Truth pull on me, I ain't fighting. That's all I'm gonna say. I got something else. Oh my
god.
That's a big motherfucker. I ain't fighting OG, and he athletic. I ain't got it. That's
elder abuse if you throw a punch back. He's 80 years old. What are you fucking
Hey, I'm gonna throw one. I'm gonna throw one, and my body gonna go numb. He in shape. He 50-something. He from North Carolina. I got nothing.
We'll wrap it up by the only highlight of the wrestling week was Jacob Fatu.
Human monies.
Was Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns going face to face. Jacob Fatu showed up at the end of Raw. He said, I want your house. I want your shoes. I want the schools your kids go to. I want everything you got.
Verbatim.
And I'm going to take it from you.
Verbatim. He said that. I got 7 kids. I got to get what you got, I said. So nobody just write his promos.
I thought you were saying he should have said, I want the woman you got. Whoa.
No, he ain't going that far.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I understand, but nobody going to go that far. Because at that point, it's like,
Jay, I want the woman you got, Jay.
Yeah, that's different.
The woman you got, Jimmy. Like, whoa.
I ain't saying that either. Sister, I want Sister Naomi. No. I got to do that. The finesse 2 times. No.
To quote Korn, now I'm blind. That's what would happen if I
Dan Housen versus Joe Hendrick, man. I'll watch a sock puppet go against motherfucking Eric.
You watch Mr. Iguana?
Yeah, I will watch, Mr. Iguana versus Miss Piggy before that.
No, but it was a great promo, and that's what I mean. And you and I were talking about this on Monday night. This is their doomsday. They're going back. They're undoing time. They're bringing back the characters that we want to see back together. They're putting the bloodline back together with Jimmy and Jay and Roman. He said, I need y'all. We need to do things like we used to when this company actually worked, when this company had prestige, when this company made money, when people didn't shit on it every week like they've been doing the last 7 months. And Jacob Fatu was like, I'm going to take it. What was funny on SmackDown when Solo Sikoa shows up, where his new, again, to parallel he showed up with Shang-Chi, he showed up with Shuri, he showed up with the Eternals, he showed up with Natalie Portman's Thor, he showed up with the characters no one wanted to see, being his bloodline. And he said, Jacob, what's Jay going to teach you how to yeet? What's he going to teach? Like, the funniest guy on TV is Solo Sikoa. I say it every week. Bruh, this man is comedy gold. Because he'd be like, Jacob, I beat You know, he be doing all this with the fucking gloves and shit. It fucking kills me. Like,
And you know what's crazy? They said that years ago. They was like, I think they said that when they was like kids. They was like, man, he the funniest person in the family. And if dog, this motherfucker be having me like if anybody having a bad day, look up Solo like compilation on TikTok.
it's because
Dog.
he's got, you talk about, again, the way Apollo Crews can stop smiling. That's so Sikoa every time he cuts a promo. He can't go like
He do it to be a prick.
Like he's got Botox and he can't close his mouth. Like, I mean, even
but he be doing it to be a prick. And then when he not smiling, he just his comedic timing. Like
what was good was last week because when Hobbs won, sorry, Royce Keys won. You and me, we got some history together. Why don't you give me a call? And because he tries to do that, he tries to do shit like, you know.
He'll move her. That's the thing about comedy. Like,
he's wearing a t-shirt and it's the stupidest look, and that's why he does it. That's why like this guy is.
Or he'll fix his hair a little bit.
His hair doesn't move. It's a fucking mohawk.
But he'll do something. He'll mess with that high ass taper.
Again, since they're trying to tell the story of Tama Tonga's independence, which who gives two fuck about Tama Tonga's independence? Yeah. Him taking
at best U.S. champ. At best,
he took the mic like Jacob couldn't even beat you, and then so that's right. He couldn't beat me though. He couldn't beat my. Hey. And then Jacob Fatu super kicks Tama Tonga of his Jordans and graffiti jeans. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, this shit's phenomenal. Again, like, this is what's going to keep me watching. All the other storylines suck, but this is some quality storyline shit right here.
Dude, it's just, some people are just fucking hilarious. And it's not even like he's over the top. It's just funny as hell, the shit that he do. And he don't realize the shit is hysterical. Like, when
he super kicks Tama Tonga, and then so it's like, no, let stay back, let him go, like don't, like.
Bro, the ticket one, that was the beginning of, oh, this motherfucker's hilarious because nobody realized it was in W's. The tickets was formatted in W's. I got tickets. It was a W. And then the funniest thing he ever did is when he was looking, I think he was looking for Jacob, and he ran into Phoenix and another Mexican wrestler. He was like, hey, y'all know where Jacob went? God, Espanol. Let's go.
But no, I mean, this is basically NWO 2000 with the Bloodline. I think it's got higher potential than that, though, to be honest. I think, and like you said, they're already advertising Roman Reigns for Backlash. He ain't gonna do shit. He's just gonna be there. He ain't gonna have a match or anything, but he'll be there. Is what Triple H is
right, because they didn't say it's official.
Yeah,
they didn't say nothing about official.
Triple H said he will be there, and I'm like, well, who's he facing? And they said he'll be there, and it's like, okay. And you wonder why you can't sell. And you wonder why you can't sell tickets to a pay-per-view in 2 weeks, and we don't know a damn match on the card.
Oh, match. You talking about match?
What's Backlash going to be? Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio again? More than likely. Rusev versus Pentagon. Oh, I need to shell out my money for Rusev versus Pentagon. I mean, you want to talk about a barn burner. Rusev versus Pentagon for the IC title in 2026. Take my money. Yeah.
Hey, you see that Lucha Underground advertisement that they coming back?
And what planet? What planet are they going to get workers? WWE owns AAA. CML pretty much agrees to work exclusively with AEW New Japan. Who are they going to get? Are they just going to try out a bunch of El Genericos? They're going to get a bunch of white guys in lucha masks to be like,
you ain't got no choice.
Hey.
Now, if you want to go underground, I know some spots back at home, they be having lucha wrestling matches.
IML GNX, Marcelo, like that's not what they're gonna.
You know who's gonna be their world champ though?
In Lucha Underground?
Journey Fatu. Watch this. I promise you, Journey gonna get over.
I know you were gonna say Killer Cross. I was like,
see, I didn't even think about that. He's Puerto Rican, Spanish.
That's a good one for me.
Journey, there you go. Hey, let me be the booker of Lucha Underground. Journey Fatu.
Oh my god, yeah, but that literally why Lucha Underground fell apart is
Matt Riddle.
The Lucha Underground fell apart because all the guys were signed to real companies, and all the real companies are owned or in partnership with bigger companies. So like, how are you gonna fund this? Which is again the stupidest. I was like, April 1st was weeks ago. What do you mean Lucha Underground is coming back? This is not a good joke, sir.
Hey, MLW out of business. Go ahead and get their talent.
They damn near are, because I'm like, I literally had to go on Cage Match like, when was the last MLW show? And it's like they've been doing tapings. I'm like, Killer Cross won that title in March. He ain't defending it since.
Tapings. What they using beta packs?
Might as well, yeah. I mean, their entrance is 2 fucking screens folded together. Basically, it's like,
Bro, they got an iPhone 6 recording their entrances. Like,
Oh,
bro,
but
I
no.
don't clown promotions, but MLW got to cut.
No,
the
they
shit,
deserve
bro.
to be clowned, especially when
Yeah.
their whole thing was like, we're taking WWE to court for killing our TV deal. I'm like, well, WWE was doing you a favor, because who wants to watch fucking? I mean, they got
Trevor
some
Murdoch.
Well, I mean, at the time, the roster they
He-
had.
he not over there?
No, he was in NWA. Remember?
I'm about to say NWA got a better TV deal than MLW.
No, the TV deal is Tubi, isn't it? Or not Tubi, Roku. I think is our TV deal.
That's still better than MLW.
Yeah. But no, MLW now has some wrestlers who are somewhat interesting. I mean, they've always, again, they had Jacob Fatu. They've always had some interesting wrestlers, but yeah.
The Hammer.
I like Hammerstone for what he is. Again, they got.
I thought he went to AEW.
No, he went to. What if he had a match on NXT with Obafemi?
Oh, we know how that went. Triple H seen him like, hell no. Nah.
He went to NXT for a little. Not NXT. He went to TNA
for a cup of coffee. Yeah.
He went to TNA for a little bit. Yeah, but no, Backlash is like, what other matches are they going to have? The show it's 2 weeks.
Man, hey, I'm gonna let y'all decide that. Guess what? Playoff song. Again, I'm done with wrestling other than seeing clips. Until June, hey,
and then
playoffs.
Today, I looked up just because I wanted to look when I was looking up the list. They said the Ricky Saints call up might be delayed, and I'm like, what are the odds this fucking happens to this guy? We're like, they said time to come on up, and they said, hold on a minute, play. We still need you to do some NXT work for us. Like, imagine.
I'm about to say, because I was surprised about the call up that soon. I thought it was gonna be like next year.
Soon? What do you mean soon? He's been there for almost 2 years. Soon.
Yeah, but look how long your man's Tony D'Angelo been over there.
Well, my man, you're a prick for that. You know damn well. Well, he's gonna stay there forever because he's never gonna get called up.
You know who ain't gonna get called up, and he should, but he a little too. Como dice, niggerish. What's his name? Carter. What's the Dark Skin dude?
No, he's gonna, because he'll be their world champ by the end of the year, so it'll be next year's call up.
No, sir.
Yeah,
I don't think y'all can call him up.
Yeah,
I gotta do this.
When Royce Keys gets released next year, that's who's gonna replace him.
Yeah, but I don't think you could change this one.
That'll be the point. They need starving people with some real energy and some real character.
Yeah, that's a different type of energy though. Now me, I would have called him up yesterday because I like that type of shit. I grew up around that.
He's just not ready in the ring. He's not ready.
Shit me. Look, again, if I run it, that's my new Brock Lesnar, him and Obama. But at the same time,
that's the point. Like once these people like him and Trick, and once Oba and Trick and other people really start to take over because the old guard's really getting pushed out finally, that's when you Keanu Carver and whoever else they start to bring up.
Who gonna say
the white boys they got, the OC ripoffs, the Legacy Project, they'll bring those guys up. Those guys' whole gimmick is welcome to the OC, bitch. That's who those guys are. Like,
let me ask you a question. Who gonna say the word first, Jacob or him?
Every week I'm still shocked Jacob doesn't say it. Because when he was doing his whole thing with, and y'all gotta know, Jacob Fatu is all gas. And you can see Jimmy and Jay in the back marking out for it. No,
you can talk about that.
What I mean, like
Jay, I keep trying to tell people, look at Jay. Go back to that promo on Monday. He kept looking like, I don't want to do this shit. So that might be an integral part of the story.
Wow, this Raptors Cavs game is 56-51. 3 minutes left in the third. They ain't making shit in this game.
Damn, the game been on as long as we've been recording. That's cool.
Yeah, this is a 2002 game with no offense. God damn.
But look who on the Raptors, bro. RJ Barrett. When the last time he got a bucket? Brandon Ingram can't keep his eyes open. And then I like Scotty, but Scotty offense is
Scotty. That's how you gotta say his name. You gotta say it like that. Scotty.
How you
But
think his? Never mind. I was about to go far, but you
before
know,
we end, I gotta look it up real quick. There was a movie that was announced. I don't know if it was previewed or not at CinemaCon. It's from a book series, but it's going to be being directed by Gina Prince Bythewood, who did Love and Basketball, The Woman King, The Old Guard. So pretty solid director. It's called Children of Blood and Bone, and they basically describe it as Black Panther meets Harry Potter meets Lord of the Rings,
man, that's too much in the gumbo.
because
God
it's
damn.
Zelly and her older brother Zane.
Zill.
No, Zelly and her older brother Zane form an alliance with the king's daughter, Princess Amari, and her son, Princess Anna, to fight back against his brutal rule. And Amanda Stenberg is in this, which is hilarious because she was the girl who turned down the role of Shuri because she thought she was too light skinned. So she takes this role instead, which the rest of the cast is Damson Idris, Viola Davis, Cynthia Erivo, Idris Elba, Lashana Lynch, Chiwetel Ejiofor, and Regina King.
Okay, so anybody that's dark skinned got this role.
Like I said, they're making it Black Panther meets Lord of the Rings meets
Damn son,
Harry Potter.
I guess
It's
he
a
ain't
pretty,
playing Black Panther if he doing this.
but that's a movie to keep an eye on when that trailer drops. When I read that, I had forgot to add it on, but like I said, Gina Prince Bythewood, solid director. I haven't seen she didn't do the second Old Guard, but that first one with Charlize Theron and oh god, what was her name? She was the daughter in the second Coming to America. Kiki Lane, yes, good actress. It was a pretty solid action movie. That's what I was just saying, Keeks, that Amanda Stillberg, who again turned down the Black Panther role for a specific reason, is now feeling like she needs to recoup that Black Panther money she lost by attaching herself to this project. So that'll be something. But I gotta say this, Rome. Hopefully, I can get Van on to talk about it, or I gotta get Van on to talk about some other shit, being the Diana Rossini, Mike Vrabel situation, because that's something that's been keeping us entertained online. But I thought the ending, it was a good slow episode in terms of just wrapping up what the season had been. But I thought the final scene, the confrontation between Thrag and Mark, was phenomenal. But overall, the season, compared to the previous 2 and 3, blend together too much for me because all the angst and levy of it all. But I feel every season of Invincible is just a 9 out of 10 for me. Even though I don't like to complain about the animation like other people do, it's just a show I watch to just be enjoyed. It's my type of storytelling, and that's about it. Oh, that's about it for Banks. I'm about to wrap up. Like I said, I thought it was great. The penultimate
Fault,
episode.
y'all. I had to put the gimmick on the charger.
The penultimate episode, the big battle with the remaining Viltrumites, was phenomenal. I had to watch that twice. It was so good. But yeah, it's coming back next year, thankfully. No more long delays. And then Robert Kirkman said they probably plan to do, hopefully, 7 to 9 more seasons just based off the comics. And I finally need to start reading the comic. I was catching up on it, like I said, Absolute Batman yesterday. Phenomenal comic. Magnifique, as we would say. But yeah, I thought it was a great season. It was my highlight every Wednesday night. That's why I started to fall off AEW, because I was looking forward to watching Invincible instead. Because I still need to watch that AEW pay-per-view. I completely forgot it happened, but yeah, that's why we haven't been having that much AEW talk on here. Aside from the Darby Allin title changes, I've just been not watching AEW on Wednesdays when Invincible is on. So, and The Boys is going on right now. Kiki's into The Boys, and I still gotta watch Gen V, which they canceled, which isn't too shocking because it was a casualty of like that Marvel booking of like you're setting up a show to be part of another show, therefore it's a casualty of its own creation. So I'm not gonna complain too much, but I did enjoy that season of Gen V more than the last 3-4 seasons of The Boys. I need to run that. I haven't started the second season yet, but that first season of Gen V is a lot better than the Boys seasons we've been getting. because the only season of The Boys I've enjoyed since the first one is the season 3, the one with Soldier Boy, which we talked about a while ago. So we're gonna end it this week. They're not, because they announced the Mexico spinoff, and then they have the Vought Rising, the prequel show. So I think they're just trying to. I mean, in a way, maybe they're gonna put those shows out and then get out of it. So we're not saying what you're entirely wrong, but but if they start going away from that, they're gonna not have much going forward. They finally brought back Citadel, which is a hoot for me. I'll get into that in a week or two. But yeah, Amazon doesn't have much going forward. So thank y'all for tuning in. Long episode, but there was a lot to talk about this week. Make sure you're liking the videos, commenting, subscribing, sharing all that. Again, if you're new, we appreciate it. Make sure you recommend us. Like I said, today's magic number was 19. We're trying to get to 500. Check out Banks on the REOP Patreon. Him and Amp drop bonus episodes every week. Check him out also on Black Announce Tables Patreon, where him and Eve, well, basically Amp too, the unofficial third man of Wiretap. So make sure you check out Wiretap. Last week's Wiretap, phenomenal, one of the best episodes I've been a part of. I ain't trying to be biased, but that was a good episode. We had fun. And that's it. Thanks versus Davis every week. Turn those notifications on. That way you never miss out when we're live. We appreciate you can show up early or late. Again, we'll always be talking about movies, sports, wrestling, all of it. Until next time, peace.
Thank you all.
Oh no, it can't let me in the stream because I'm not logged in. What the hell? Oh, it can't let me in the stream because I'm not logged in.
I'm a true man.
Hey, we're still live now.
I know. I'm about to start singing Kit Wilson in a minute.
Why can't I end it?
It won't end?
No, it says I'm logged out.
All right, so let me tell y'all something. Let's talk about the White House and what happened. Before I get into that, hold on. I get us out of here before I start saying something crazy.
That doesn't make any sense how that could happen, unless it was when I tried to add that playoff image on my phone.
Hold on.
And it logged me out, because that's what I was trying to upload it through the phone. It's a lot easier to upload the images on the StreamYard phone version than the StreamYard laptop version. Yep, I am logged out. Shit. Well.
All right. Let me try now. Hey people, thank you for being here. Bye.